Oh my
Do
god.
you know,
Oh god. Oh, oh what? Oh,
Windows
they probably
broke my
can't hear us.
microphone. Hello, Windows. Thank you for that. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to... Welcome back to Blood and Sand, which is our Song of Ice and Fire RPG set in Dorne during Nymeria's conquest, invasion, however you want to spin it. Invasion. I am here today with two of my, I want to say lovely friends, but I despise them both equally, for very different reasons. But I'm here with two of my lovely friends today. We're gonna have some juicy. James can't even look at the fucking camera. He knows what he did.
I mean, yeah.
Anyway, and that will forever remain in the green room, because if that ever came live on air, I think James is in for a very quick and swift career change. Maybe that is...
I'd make a lot of money.
You would. You would, but it would be, could you look at yourself in the mirror at the end of the day knowing what you've done?
I look like this. I very rarely look at myself in the mirror because it's just not good. It's not good for anyone involved.
I mean, if it's a gold-plated mirror, I mean, I suppose it'd be a bit better.
Yeah.
You
Diamond encrusted. Suddenly, everything becomes a lot easier.
I think,
right?
the mirror's not so bad then.
Yeah.
Sweet Jesus. Oh god, I'm doing things. Sorry about that, friends. So yeah, we're here to play Game of Thrones. Unfortunately, we couldn't have a session last week because I had bones removed from my face. More bone than expected, actually, removed from my face last week. And a little bit TMI, there's an actual hole there in my gum right now, which is very annoying.
Are you poking it with your tongue?
No, but I pulled out a piece of bread yesterday.
Ooh. No.
It's the last time you ate bread, because that is an important...
No, I had pizza yesterday.
It wasn't in there for days.
No,
oh, thank God.
So yeah, that's what's been going on with me, and that was fun. She says, through gritted teeth.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're back. I can talk now, and I'm gonna make that everybody else's problem. But before we get into it, let's do our usual little catch up. And Tom, you're up first. Hello.
Hi.
You all right?
I'm all right.
Good.
I'm working. That's pretty much it, really. I'm waiting for Dark Tide. Still waiting. TikTok.
Come
getting
on.
closer. You have no idea how much we're waiting for Dark Tide.
So
it is
much.
like, because we have a little group that we play video games together along and stuff, and Dark Tide's our next target. There's always because we always have flavor of the months kind of thing. It's not it doesn't last a month. It tends to as ever, but we tend to go through these stints in video games where we just play that all the time together and then stop, and then something else comes, and we're in that lull at the moment because we're waiting for Dark Tide. And if that game sucks, that would have been, that's just such a downer.
I mean, we played those 3 beta levels for about 14 hours.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
So I mean, and with the launch, there's going to be progression, and it'll be yeah. So I'm pretty confident that it'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, I can't wait to make a little wastrel scum to send her out to go die.
Yeah. But apart from that, I'm really not doing too much, if I'm honest. Just work. That's about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Just trucking on.
Just trucking on. And yes, Frax, I did see that trailer. Yes.
But funny enough, I just not Frax.
Sorry?
It's Prax, not Frax.
Sorry, my bad. I haven't got my glasses on, and he's got dark blue writing.
Oh, blue and black, right?
Ground, so it's hard to see. So Prax, my apologies.
Just get good.
But yes, I did see it, and I'm looking forward to it.
Just get good eyes, Tom. It's easy.
Oh, I tried.
It's a DLC, Tom.
No.
It's a DLC.
I tried to get good eyes. They
went to
no.
the optometrist. Don't need glasses. Got good eyes. Got the DLC.
Yeah, at least I got all my bone in my head.
I was going to say, chew on that, Tom, because Susie can't.
Yeah.
Just you wait till I get my fake teeth in. I'll be like fucking Jaws from
Yeah.
Bond.
Yeah.
Titanium teeth.
With the big incisors, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Oh,
Fucking,
do you know one of
do
them?
your
They're
full
gonna.
vampire.
They're gonna have
Yeah.
to put me in a fake canine. So I'm gonna be like, can you just make it look like a little bit,
A little sharp, a
just
little
a little
longer, a little sharper. Yeah.
just so I can do like the anime gremlin, like Fang, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you,
Yeah.
Tom.
Yeah, no problem.
This is just what it's like, by the way, when we sit in a voice chat. But hello,
This
James.
is what
Yeah.
happens, right, when Samantha isn't here to kind of reel us in.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, we go off
She
the
doesn't reel
rails.
us in.
and
She adds on. She throws in.
Yeah,
right?
but in a semi-professional setting, such as
in
a
a
stream
semi,
chat,
yeah,
yeah,
100%.
yeah.
this is
Like
just.
I feel like I should be reading us in,
Carnage.
like a like a staff meeting, but yeah, that's just not happening.
I mean, even in the staff meetings.
No,
No, sorry,
no,
we are a
like,
very professional company. I do still want to put.
we're pretty good.
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
fair.
This game of things.
Talking of being pretty good, I'm going to get us back on track. I'm pretty good.
Good.
Yeah, see what I did there?
Hey,
That was like a whole segue thing.
That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apart from, I have noticed I am green on the screen, and Tom is all green screened up, whereas I'm not.
Oh.
That's the only thing I would say.
Oh.
Because we're super fresh. And I'm wondering whether that's my setup, which is really shit today. I don't know what's going on. I need to get some more lights. I need to do some stuff. This is all on my list because currently my list is epically long. I've got a metric ton of things to do. Along with writing more CCC and getting more stuff and looking at new opportunities and all sorts of bits going on at the moment that I'm doing. There's a show that I'm going to soon. I got a ton of stuff on, but honestly, the highlight of my week so far has been, there's no product placement, but this turned up, which I'm sure you can see is a lovely, lovely color, which is a lovely bottle of whiskey that some friends at work effectively got me, and I'm like, oh, bottle of whiskey, yes. So tonight's stream, James, is sponsored by a large amount of Smokehead single malt whiskey. It's not a large amount, but I should not be wearing a black top, should I?
No,
This is just going to be me. It's just going to be a head.
Maybe not.
Maybe we
not
don't
the chroma.
Yeah,
for
maybe
James
not
tonight.
today.
Yeah,
maybe
maybe
not,
just
because
don't
it is
chroma me.
genuinely a floating head.
like
Just-
literally, this is green and this is black. I didn't know there was that much of it. I would have worn a different top. I would like to also say, like, this is vintage us on voice chat. Like, this is half of the stream tonight. It's just the three of us. If I say here's a postulation, then we're just going to go off on something for like an hour on
Yeah.
one of our crazy chats.
Yeah.
But I too am really looking forward to Darktide, so I can be an Imperial grunt and run around with the last gun, killing everything, and being my usual support role while Susie goes and Glory kills everything, and Tom sits the back popping heads and taking names.
As a devout, loyal, and some would say fanatical follower of the Emperor, it is my duty, it is my honor to glory kill for him.
I mean,
Yeah,
you can't
Yeah.
fault that logic.
you really can't. You really can't. If it's skulls for the God Emperor of Mankind, then Susie's there. You know,
I
that's
provide.
what it's all about. You do. You provide the big shoulders and the skulls.
God, do you know what's really funny, Rugby? Only James has alcohol right now. This is just what me and Tom are like sober.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, this is to be fair, this is the first booze I've had in a while, and we're not like massively. We don't drink a lot as a group. This is just vintage us.
Yeah. This was a
Yeah.
mistake. I should have had someone else on to corral this energy. Oh God. We should maybe like play this game that we're here for.
We should roleplay.
We should roleplay something. Yeah. So just as a heads up, folks, this will be a shorter session as we only have 2 players this week. Much like last time with Sam and Don. Excuse me. Still haven't quite shaken this cough, so if I do like die at the side, I do beg your forgiveness. But Tom and James have said they will vamp for me. so we're good.
Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
As you're coughing in the background, we'll continue.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Tom. Appreciate
As
it.
Crack on.
usual.
As
Yeah.
usual.
Yeah.
Yourself. Anyway.
There we go.
So, Tom, how's your week been? How you doing? You good?
Well, you know.
Right. Game of Thrones. We're here for it. We're in
Mhm.
Dorne. It's almost 10,000 years before Aegon brings his dragons over. So let's get back in. Let's in the zone. In the zone. Princess Mariah is here. Just as a recap for everybody, so we know where we're at. Princess Mariah, the eldest daughter of Nymeria and her husband Mors Martell, is here to pay tribute to the late father of House Carvos, who died at the Third Battle of the Boneway, fighting King Yorick Ironwood. She is here also to arrange a marriage, to put forward her mother's proposal that the eldest daughter of the house, Nyla, marry a second son of House Santigar. Now, as we know, the second son is a sleazeball, disgusting, horrible piece of shit man who is more interested in Alara, who is Nyla's younger sister. In the backdrop of all of this, the settlement at Ghost Hill is having somewhat of a people's revolution as the Dornish folk are getting mighty sick of the daughters of House Kavos and the bullshit that they're pulling, and the fact that these people just rolled into their town, claimed it as theirs, and live high up on the hill while these poor fuckers have to just live downhill and serve them. Sentiment is not exactly the greatest, but it is the eve of a grand festival at Ghost Hill to pay tribute to those lost in the battle and to try and forge some bonds between the Rhoynar and the Dornish here at Ghost Hill. And also, addendum to this, the son of the house, Benu, has taken it upon himself to undergo a local ritual which has been here for centuries, named Swimming the Gap, which is wherein you have to swim across shark-infested waters carrying a lantern to light a ceremonial flame on a little island just offshore. He has decided that it is his way to show that he is now a man and is ready to step up and help the house in the place of his father. And also maybe try and repair some relationships between the Dornish and the Rhoynar, as this is a Dornish custom. Garamond here has been stewarding Benu, teaching him the ways of being a knight and of being a lord in his father's absence, doing everything he can to teach him the values of chivalry and what it means to be a man. And Mia, our beloved maester, has been tending to the daughters of House Kavos, giving them medicines when needed, and delivering messages here and there when appropriate. When last we saw Mia, he was in his chambers and he received an email, a raven. Fuck me. You can tell I've been working a lot. He received a raven telling him to beware the puppet master. And that was the last we saw of him. And we returned to Mia at the head of our session. It is late at night. The feast has sort of dwindled down now in the halls of Stonewall Hall. And people have started sort of wandering off to their various accommodations. And you are... where are you, actually? Where would you be?
He would have been hanging around the feast. He would have been hanging around, talking to people, sort of being slightly obsequious with people, but also making sure that they knew that he was there to help and to serve in any way that was needed. And being that present but invisible, almost like any kind of server would, or any kind of waiter or waitress would, making his presence known when he felt it was necessary, and making sure that he was hanging around both the newcomers and the lady of the house. So at the end of the feast, I think he would be starting to make his way back up to the tower eventually, because he's got some more messages to send. Unless there's anyone specifically interesting in the hall, because he's got some interest in talking to various different people.
Okay. Oh, excuse me. You see, Lady Soraya at a certain point, during the night, a couple of the household guard had come up to her and whispered something in her ear, and she'd left, and she was gone for about an hour before she returned. And as she came back and she sat in the hall, she was trying to very much keep a very neutral. You've been around Lady Soraya for quite some time. She's a very practiced, like, no emotion. She gives nothing away. But because you have known her for quite some time, you can see those little ticks that give her away. And one of which is that when she's particularly stressed, she seems to play with her hair a little bit more often than usual. And you can see she's actually quite frustratedly, like, there's part of her fringe that just will not come back off her face, and she's constantly brushing it back. And you can see that she's like a little bit pissed. When your hair is just doing that and you're like,
and you can't. Yeah.
Yes. As
Yeah.
people with fringes.
Yeah. I used to have one, but yeah. So at a point in the evening when it seems appropriate, probably when things are winding down just a little bit, he's gonna walk up. And is there a chair either side of her that he could slide into a DM, like slide in and like
Yeah.
no, but like slide and sit down and have a chat.
I would say the hour has grown pretty late to the point where Princess Mariah has gone off to bed now because she's 8 years old, and
She's
her
like,
energy, you know how it, like, kids get when they're tired and they're just
I'm
like,
tired. Yeah.
so she was like quietly ushered away, and things have started to calm down a lot. So there's some empty chairs beside her.
So Mir would walk up to the chair and say, he remembers how to do a Dornish accent, sort of. My lady, if I may.
And she sort of just waves her hand. Take a seat.
It's always good to be in your presence as ever, my lady. I felt I should approach to brighten your evening, if I may.
Am I that obvious?
Not to all, but to those closest to you. It seems it is good to offer a helping hand, a wide shoulder, a friendly ear for any who need. Given the celebrations seem to be calming down, it is better to perhaps talk now when there is still some hubbub in the air to alleviate any echoing words that we may say.
Astute observation, Maester.
I see it as a duty of mine to be whatever you need, my lady. And in the many cases where I have been that in the past, I may have noticed certain idiosyncrasies that display a less than even temperament in your good self. And I have perhaps noticed one or two this evening. Is there anything that I could, anything I could do, anything I could offer to help my good lady out?
She sort of smiles as you talk about this. She takes a big sip of her wine, and she kind of looks at you out the side of her eye and says, "In another life, I would have had you work for me in Sunspear."
In another life, I would have done a lot for you in Sunspear, my lady.
Tell me, what can you do about my daughters?
There are many things that I could do about your daughters, my lady, but I feel, while my usual nuance is good, and it is nice to have some ambiguity in the way that I work, specificity in this case would be good. I have heard of many another lord and lady who has decided to do something with their daughters, and their daughters were never seen again. I'm assuming that this is not what you are asking for.
No, no. Unfortunately, I think we're well past that point. That's a joke, by the way.
Oh, I understood completely, my lady. There are many ways for people not to be seen again. One of them is to be buried in the countryside with a husband. Another is to be buried in the birthing chamber with several children. There are many ways to bury a person if that is what is asked for, but
No.
I'm assuming something more advantageous would be good and happier all round.
No. And she looks very serious. She looks down at the table and she has a knife, like a dinner table knife that she's sort of like pushing, like a fig, like the skin of a fig around with.
Yeah.
Alara and Nyla killed someone today.
And he takes a second and then goes, yes, the shocking situation, my lady. That has, of course, in this company never happened before and will, of course, never happen again. What is the, is there some...
If it had been some brawl in a bar or some disagreement in a pillow house, then these things happen and there are dangerous places. But this was very public. It was an elderly woman. They knocked her down with their horses. It is not expected that she survives.
I can, of course, offer my ministrations to her in any way that it is needed. Perhaps in the course of my ministrations, she does or does not survive as we need. But what was the main problem for my lady? Was it the publicity of it? Was it the position of the old lady? Or were there perhaps more important people watching on who saw?
You're not as blind as others are in this castle. You can see how people are in the town.
Indeed.
How unhappy they are with their circumstance. This has only added fuel to the fire. And from what I gather, there is talk of some rebellion, some uprising. I have guards down there now, trying to dissipate things, but I feel that the situation may get out of hand.
In such cases, there is an old saying, my lady. With a fire you feel you cannot control, you douse it with all the water you have, or you let it burn and pick up the pieces afterwards. We could have either case as you would like. The dousing has started with the guards, as you say. However, the fire could always burn. It just becomes to be seen who it burns in the end. I am reliably informed that there are many in the town who could be the cause and could end up burned by this, if such is your will.
What I need is for this to be done quickly and quietly. I can ill afford an uprising when we have the princess here.
Indeed. Indeed. In that case, there are even some in our employ who may prove very useful in such situations. One or two. Was there more, my lady, or would you like me to begin the burn, as it were?
I have already dispatched Wyrinia to the city.
My first thought as well.
She said she was aware of some of the instigators.
Mhm.
I sent her to do what she does best. But I feel a failsafe may also be needed, just in case.
I feel so. I feel so. This is just James writing a note.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose the other question is to continue with our picture. How close to the fire would you like anyone else to be? Some may be slightly warmed by the situation, not least your daughters. But then do you have, what is the expression? An heir and a spare?
Again, in another life. But
Indeed. Oh, I would think
Princess...
nothing of no harm. Well, no long-term harm to either, my lady, and certainly nothing that would stop them being marriageable. Let me put it like this. But there may be some collateral depending on the situation. Some sense of how much we are willing to give compared to how much failsafe we would like.
No, I understand what you are saying. Don't get me wrong, I love my girls. They are my blood,
we all
they
do.
are my
We
heart.
all do.
But it cannot be ignored. Their behavior, their attitudes is what ultimately will end up being the death of us all.
It may very well, my lady.
They need to be corrected. Now, Nyla, by order of Princess Nymeria, is to marry a Santagar boy.
Oh, this is a joy, my lady? Or this is a cause for concern?
Now, Santagar is a loyal, noble, and
Indeed.
long-blooded family, but I fear that that boy is far too similar to Nyla. I saw him dancing with Alara, and I saw the looks he was giving her.
Indeed.
I cannot have two hedonists running my house.
No, indeed, my lady. I feel there may be ways of correction in this way. There may be ways of a shock to awaken. If my lady will leave it with me, there are many things that can or cannot happen in the darkness of the night or in the morning afterwards. Let me put it like that.
And she looks at you, she gives you a very serious look and a slow nod. I cannot know the details. And I want you to assure me that although they may learn a lesson, ultimately they will not be too badly harmed.
Oh, in no way. No. A harm to their pride only, and a sharp wake-up call from the house and from your good self, inadvertently. This is of their own doing, and from their own doings, it will come.
And she puts her hand on your forearm, gives it a light squeeze. And of course, I'll have to have them pay some public penance for this woman's death. I thought about having them serve the tables at the festival. Have them stripped from their high position. Have them serve the tiny folk.
This may be a good step, my lady. The issue there is whether or not you judge they would do more harm than good in such a way.
That was also my concern, and whether or not the townsfolk would lynch them then and there in the street.
Oh, but you are beloved, and so are they in the town for the most part, lady. In some ways, they are too beloved of the townsfolk, which is
Mm.
sometimes the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Perhaps there is some other chastisement we can arrange, some public and yet not so exposing of the house that we can think of in the course of time. It may be a good idea to do it during the festival, or perhaps during the swimming of the gap, when all eyes will be there.
Mm. Shadow runs her finger around the rim of her goblet. That would be a good time. And then Banu can prove himself.
Indeed.
Be happy with the
Restore
townsfolk.
confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
The girls apologize. Mm-hmm.
On the one hand, the house is humble, the house is contrite, the house is of the people, and then the little lord is of the people as well, and fully embraces their traditions and the way forward. We are both giving and taking of the customs that are come locally. I feel this might be the best time.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right. Also, Banu doesn't know that I know that he's going to swim the gap. But there's not a thing that happens in this house that I don't know about. Though it is
I
very
am
funny
very
to
well
watch
aware.
him creep around.
He is very proud, my lady, of the option and the ability to do so. And I feel I should also let you know something which you, of course, already did, that a warming brew beforehand for him was already on my list of things to make. We must ensure that there is no cheating in the swimming of the gap, and yet he must be kept safe. Let us be assured. So
He is the only one of my children so far that I would trust with anything. What a damning indictment is me as a parent.
oh, my lady, no, I think not. I think it is circumstance that brings these things up. I think it is company, and I think it is perhaps the wild excesses of youth, my lady. Did you not enjoy your youth as well?
No. I did not. I have been this way since I was a child, apparently. Very serious, dour child.
So much responsibility for one so young, my lady. It's almost sad to see.
It would have been wasted on me anyway.
Oh, I think not, my lady. I think there is a streak of joy that runs through your very soul.
No, I'm afraid my joy has.
There is always joy to be found, my lady, if one looks for it in the right places.
Well, you let me know if you find it.
I feel your children have found it for you already, my lady, and I shall do my utmost to curtail that and inspire the joy in you instead.
And she sort of pushes her chair back and stands up. Well, I need to retire. It has been a long day. And like she rolls her shoulders back and her posture straightens up, and you hear that little like of her back. And she's
I'm
like,
over 30, click. Yeah.
before she straightens up her dress. Good night, Mir.
Good night, my lady. And he bows probably far too low and far too slowly while maintaining eye contact the entire time, and then comes back up. He's a massive flirt. I love it. It's in his character. I can't not. It's one of those things.
No, I love it. I love it. She's picking up that smile.
It's fine. I'm going to flirt with Tom in a minute as well. It's great.
And so Lady Soraya makes her way off to her chambers. And she doesn't take a guard or anything as she walks through these halls. She's just like, this is my fucking house. I go wherever I want. And nobody like challenges her as she leaves. She's just gone. Leaving you in the hall. Sigarmond, I imagine you are also still there. As you are overseeing security for the night's affairs, and the princess has her own guard she brought with her. So you didn't need to go shepherd her off. So you see this conversation happening between Mir and Soraya.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, there's nothing that Garamond is going to interrupt. It's not his place. He'll just kind of continue to do his job, and then once it all starts to die down, he'll do one final patrol of the wall and then head to bed. Got to be up early in the
Before
morning.
before he does, and before he goes to bed early in the morning, once she leaves,
Mm-hmm.
he can see where Garamond is, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's not subtle.
Is not
He's
is
in
not subtle.
chain. Yeah.
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 Okay. So before the evening completely dies down, Mir will walk up to Sir Garamond and Sir Garamond, how are you this fine evening? Everything in place as it should be?
Aye. Everything as it should be, Mister. And how are you this evening?
I was having a lovely evening of witty talk and repartee with many, many lovely people. However, duty must come first, as ever. So
Aye.
you make your rounds most nights, do you not? Of the
Aye, I
castle of
do.
the
Aye.
and in how long will you be? I mean, in the movement in the walls, you take a good stroll, do you not? An hour or so.
I do a thorough check of the walls and the guards. Aye. Is there a particular reason you wish to know?
No, I enjoy to take the night air, and I wondered if after the celebrations were died down, if you would enjoy some company on your walk.
Um, aye. I mean, you're more than welcome to come and have a walk with me as I check. It won't be entertaining, I'm afraid. It is just checking up on things, making sure that everything's secure. But aye, to have someone to talk to when doing it, I'd be happy
Seeing
for
someone
company.
doing their duty is always entertaining to me. It is a warmth to the soul on a nice evening to have a friend and a companion on these walks. I shall join you later then, if I may, and we can discuss your duty and mine as we walk.
Aye. Of course, I'll stay here for a while longer until everyone starts to head to their chambers, and
Of course.
I'll uh, I'll join you later.
Well, I have some errands myself, so I will go and I will see you very soon.
Aye. Enjoy your evening.
So, Garetmon, you just give him a curt nod and then walk off to his chambers.
Okay. All right. So, do you know exactly what these errands are going to be, James, or is this more like a I will
Yes, I've
convene with
got.
you in DMs?
I was no. I'm gonna. Part of it will be in DMs,
Mm-hmm.
and I will have to DM you some stuff. Um, but he will go, and I'll DM you exactly what it is. But he will go to his chambers.
Mm-hmm.
He will mix 2 potions, one of which will involve a small amount of cinnamon, and the which he has got a lot. So 2 different potions, one with cinnamon, one without.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is that he has 2 notes that he's going to write, which I will have to DM you, and will probably be for the later sessions, but
Okay.
he will be sending those out. So
All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay. So you busy yourself with those errands, Garment. Things are relatively quiet in the keep. You do notice that a number of guards is sort of reduced within the keep at the minute. But you were quickly told that reinforcements were being sent to the town because there was like a small problem there. So you're having to do a little bit more around the keep. You're sort of picking up on some, lower duties because
Yeah.
those guys are off doing other things.
Yeah.
But the folks in the hall are all pretty well behaved. You do see that the bodyguard of the princess, Ulla, the Ulla woman,
Oh yeah.
after some time, she comes back to the hall and she's eating and she's drinking heartily. And a couple of the guards that are off duty, that are sort of there, are like singing around, they're all talking talking quite loudly, having that sort of like, proper like, oh, and there's like a bit of arm
Yeah,
wrestling going on.
yeah.
She's destroying them all. She is
Course
a
she is.
hulk of a woman,
Yeah.
and she's just bam, 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 and there's dragons flying left and right. Not dragons. Nobody has dragons. They're fucking
No.
guardsmen. Stags. Stags are flying. No, we wouldn't be stags because
It'd
that's
probably be coppers.
it'll be coppers.
Because standard guards only get paid something like a few coppers a day
Yeah.
or something. don't
Yeah.
they?
Also, stags and dragons are very much like an Aegon currency,
Yeah,
so we need to
very
actually
So it'd be
figure
like
out.
copper, silver, gold, right?
Yeah.
Kind of
So
stuff.
there's coppers flying around. There's
Yeah.
ale flowing, and they're a bit rowdy, but they're not like violent. They're not causing any problems. And before enough, some of them are like straight up passed out at the table, and the older woman is like, "Fuck, I've got to go back on and make sure the princess is all right." And but things have very much quieted down, and it's about time for your walk around the
Okay.
walls.
So I'll just take one last quick look at the hall. Leave those that are passed out where they are.
Mm-hmm.
They'll sleep it off, and make my way to the outer courtyard, where I'm gonna wait a little bit for Mia to show up. Wait a few.
Oh, yeah. So Mia's gonna Mia's gonna try and appear from the shadows, but in a way that is really obviously badly appearing from the shadows. So he's
Okay.
gonna make
Yeah.
it like he's like almost a hood around his face appearing from the shadows, like a really stupid, like somebody with no idea how to be stealthy, just like
Yeah.
tripping over themselves.
Yeah.
Like purposefully showing
Yeah.
that he's really bad at sneaking and very bad at this whole situation.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, he kind of get him on turns and raises an eyebrow, and he'll look around. Mia, you hiding from someone?
So Garimon, no, I was of course just testing your skills, which appear to be top notch to be able to see me. I've been told I am very stealthy at times when I want to be.
Oh, who told you that?
Oh, several assistants, most people who
Oh,
work for me. Is that not?
right. You're not as stealthy as you think you are, Mia. Sorry to say.
Oh,
I,
well,
I saw you quite a
I
while ago. Well, I'm not particularly stealthy myself, but
no, I chalked it up to your excellent abilities in perceiving threats.
oh
Sir
well,
Garimond,
maybe that's it. Maybe it's my instinct that I don't know.
it must be your exquisite instincts in these things, I think.
Maybe I don't. Maybe that's very kind of you to say.
Oh no, of course. I have noted your duteous nature many times over our time together. It is a shame we have not spent much time discussing you and I. You seem to have your hands full with the ladies.
Well,
No,
it's
no. I mean no offense, Sir Garimond. I mean no offense.
Garamond will look at you genuinely confused. He doesn't
Yeah.
know why you're saying I'm sorry. He's like, there's no apologies needed. I take my duty to look after the daughters quite seriously.
Yes, the daughters completely.
They are
This
my
was
charge.
all that I meant. All that I meant.
Oh,
Sir Garimond.
well,
And
yeah. I
yes,
mean, of
indeed.
course. And he'll slowly start to turn and start to walk towards one of his first checkpoints, kind of.
And yeah.
And
May will sort
well,
of hop, skip, and jump after you, like in a slightly
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
almost trying to be puppyish kind of way.
And he's kind of and he's not quiet because obviously he's walking. You can hear the bit of chain that's kind of just hanging. And he's well. I guess that we haven't had time to talk much. We're both very busy people. You understand?
Oh, indeed. And your duty keeps you exceptionally busy. I mean, to be so what is the word? Forthright and honest in the accomplishment of your duties, and to think nothing of throwing yourself in front of the children of the house for their protection from any dangers that they see is most noble and most commendable to you. To be such a stalwart, solid brick of a knight in front of them, keeping them from harm is most commendable, Sir Garamond, in many ways. I applaud you, indeed.
Thank you, thank you. It's just I never thought of it like that. It's just something I do. Yeah, as
It
a
is in your
knight.
blood, good sir. It is natural to you. It comes naturally to you. It is
Well, not entirely. No,
no.
it requires a lot of training.
Oh,
Much of my childhood and teen years were training to be a knight, and when you are a
indeed.
knight, the training doesn't stop. It's
No.
a lifelong oath that you take. Um, and
To the house or to something higher?
to the position of being a knight. A knight is
Oh,
it is something we have in the Vale. It is difficult to put into words. You are this person that tries to protect the weak and do good.
oh, indeed.
You just do your best, and that sometimes can you can sometimes have to kill people. But you can swear an oath to the house, which I have done here, and it is not one or the other. The two
No.
complement each other.
Oh, I could completely see, Sir Garamond. And if there were a clash between the house and being a knight, which would you be forced to choose? Would you have to forced to choose? Is there a, could you
Well,
be both?
I am still my own man.
Oh, indeed.
If the house orders me to kill an innocent, then I can refuse. But I'm quite careful in choosing the correct house that I serve. I
It
was
is indeed a
sure that
noble house.
my lady would never put me in such a situation.
No, no, our lady would never put us, either of us, in any situation like this. Uh, but the entire house is not Our Lady. No,
No,
it is
that's
Our
right.
Lady and the children of the house as well.
Aye, that's true.
And the children of the house are, as part of a house, part of the house, the ones you have also sworn an oath to. Is that
aye,
not so?
aye,
Oh,
I have.
it is. As an outsider, I try and find out these things. The chains are not complete. I do not have all the chains, and certainly heraldry is not one of mine. So it is always good to find out more, especially
Mm.
if there were, say, a conflict between the children of the house and protecting the innocent. That would not be an issue for you, would it,
Well,
Serkan?
no, it is. And he pauses for a minute and stops and turns. The daughters aren't bad people. Yeah,
Who said they were?
no
I
one.
intimated
I
nothing.
understand, but they're not bad people. They're
No,
just. How do I put this? They just haven't learned their duty yet.
no, indeed.
They're still young and they're still enjoying
Mm.
life. I
Indeed.
fundamentally believe that they would never put me in such a situation.
No, they would never cause harm to an innocent when you were close by in any way. And they would certainly not force you into a situation where you had to choose between them. They are good
I'd like to
ladies,
think that they wouldn't do that. But if
indeed,
they did, then I would react to the situation as I see fit.
indeed. And the innocence of the town, of which we all serve as part of the house, as they serve us,
Mhm.
if they were to threaten the daughters, we would, of course, do our best to keep both safe, would we not?
And depends on what you mean by that. I mean, you could say if this is a I'm not a philosopher. Yeah.
Oh,
If you say the
mhm.
town is innocent, well, I'll take you down the street to show you brothels right and left.
Oh, there are degrees of innocence, are there not?
Yeah, I
There is
suppose.
a small child who will kill a cat because they are starving and they need the food. There is an adult who will sell themselves in good faith to another who will enjoy with no disparagement of either. Uh,
Eh?
innocence is innocence is a scale, is it not?
I guess actually you could say that.
Indeed. And the ladies of the house, we would put them somewhere on this scale, would we not?
I'm not a judge, Mia. I'm here to
I
protect their lives, and that's it. If
indeed,
someone tries to
indeed.
attack and kill them, I will defend them.
This was all I was asking.
Aye,
This was
it
all
is
I
my
needed to know,
duty.
sir.
I'm not
Indeed.
yeah, I'm not here to police the law. I'm just here to protect them.
Of course, of course. In the same way that I am here to serve the house and the house only, and by definition, the ladies as well, in whatever they need. And while somewhere on the scale of the innocence, their innocence is gone, I protect what scraps of innocence they may have left, of course. This is my job. This is my role. And I am there for the house, to support the house and build the house, as we do,
Aye,
both in our ways.
aye, we do that. Is there something that you wish to tell me, Mia? Have you been asked to do something and you're having
I am in a
question
quandary,
of
indeed.
conscience?
I have many a question of conscience, sir, at many times. But this evening, most of all, I have been asked to ensure the continuation of the house and the continuation of the innocence of the good people of the town simultaneously. I find myself caught between the two, and I wondered if I could get a more plain viewing of things by talking to your good sir.
Right? So tell me the situation. How you want to protect the house and protect this ideal of innocence of the town. What is the
Indeed.
conflict that
We struggle with a situation involving the ladies, for they have thankfully neither taken a nightly vow as you have, nor would they. But there may have been an incident. I do not know if you were there. I do not know if you saw it. I do not know if you condoned it. Either way, I think you would not have done. But there was an old lady struck and hurt through, I'm sure, her own fault and her own positioning in where she was. But the ladies seemed not to have noticed, unfortunately. However, as you have seen this evening, and I'm sure you have ordered your men, there has been some disquiet in the town over this and other issues, which the lady of the house would prefer we find a way of solving. And in this regard, she would like some uh, chastisement is perhaps too harsh a word. She would like some punishment is also too much. I struggle with the word, so you may have a better for me.
an
Of the
acknowledgement?
children. Acknowledgement is the one. Acknowledgement of the issue, of the
Uh,
problem with the innocence once again lost by the ladies. The innocence broken, as this old woman has been. And
I was so the incident you're telling me that I've been told is when we rode through the town. Well,
oh, you were there.
I was there.
Oh,
We had to get back to the keep in time, so we
hmm,
rode through the town. I
indeed.
was careful not to hit anyone. No one was
I did
hit.
not say
And as
that you
far
had,
as
sir.
no,
Oh,
of course not. And as
no.
far as I'm aware, none of the girls hit anyone either, or at least they did not tell me that they did. And I believe they would have told me.
I believe they would too. They would have no reason to keep things from you, Sir Gavin.
Aye. Hmm. Maybe
I,
there's more to this
well,
than we know.
perhaps they, knowing of your knightly vows as well, realized that had an innocent been hurt, you would have been torn yourself because
I would have
you
stopped.
have taken a vow.
Yeah, I would have
Indeed,
stopped and made
of
sure
course
that
you
she
would.
was fine.
Oh, I know that you would have, sir. I know that you would have.
I might need to investigate this myself to see if what
Indeed.
truly happened. I'll get a report from my guards who went to the town in the morning to see what the people are saying. It's important that we show the locals that we will be just.
Indeed.
And if one of the ladies did, in fact, hit someone and cause their untimely death, then I'm sure my good lady will give a fitting punishment for them.
Well, she has, how would you say, deputized the two of us to do so. It is part of the reason for talking to you this evening, is the fact that she has such confidence in your sense of justice and such confidence in your knightly vows, as you say, the protection of the innocents and the bringing of any malefaction to justice, that she trusts both of us and you especially with coming up with a appropriate response to this for the ladies, if indeed they have caused such harm.
It's not my place to to set a punishment for my ladies. It's not for me to
No,
say. That is uh, Lady
no, no,
Soraya's
no,
job to
of
do
course,
that.
of course.
Uh,
But it would be you
the
to carry it out, though, sir, would it not?
uh, well, I'm not her executioner either. But
Oh,
if
no,
there is
no, no,
something
sir, no.
that
Who would think such a thing? Why
I
would you
have,
think your mind jumps like a true knight to violence very easily, Sir Carimond? I said nothing of the sort. A
no, but I have
chastisement, as discussed.
traveled and I have seen parents kill their children.
You think such of our lady, Sir Carimond, that she would?
No, of course not.
Well, of course not. Then we are two men in jest, are we not, in terms of the punishment that it would be? No, no one would think that either of the ladies would be expendable. Nobody would think that either of the ladies would be buried in some way, in one way or another. This is too much. This is too sharp a tooth, too deep a cut. No, we would not do this. Our lady would not do this. As you know, she is noble and kind and radiant in many ways. So the question merely arose as to such chastisements being carried out, and therefore you and I being the ones to do so, and to ensure that your sense of justice was fully
If
formed in this case.
my lady ordered me to ensure a punishment is dealt in the
Indeed,
appropriate manner, I would follow my lady's orders. Aye.
indeed, indeed. And you would need her to tell you face to face, or you would take my word for what she has said to me.
Well, ideally, I'd have the lady tell me, but I have no reason to believe that you would lie to me. I would,
I would never
of
lie to you.
course not, Maester.
I do not lie, Sir Garimond. It is one of the primary aspects that I have. I hold it dear to my heart.
That is
I
good to
may
know.
be economic with the truth at times, but full lying is not within my.
Well, as much as I've known you, Maester, you've never lied to me. And
I
I
have
will
not.
continue to assume that you would never lie to me until you tell me otherwise, until I find out otherwise.
Of course. And this is the best, because you will not hear a lie from me. You will hear an embellishment. You will see me take an instruction further, but you will not hear a lie from my mouth, sir.
I see.
This is a good friendship. It is good. We should talk more. I'm glad we
Well,
are open with each other in this way, Sir Garimond. It bodes
I
well, do you not think?
I
Especially
agree.
with
I
our,
think openness and honesty is the best way.
indeed, especially with the changes that are coming to the house, and the fact that you and I will both remain as stalwart pillars of the house ourselves. We should
That
talk
we,
more in this way, openly.
aye, aye. I have no issue with that.
Indeed, indeed. Well, it is a fine night. We can carry on our walk, but I feel I'm made to bed,
That
mostly
is fine.
because the wine was good and the company was better.
Thank you for the company, Mia. That it made my patrol a lot more enjoyable.
I'm touched and heartened to hear that, sir. And thank you for the lesson in chivalry and the further understanding of knightly vows.
You're most welcome. You have a good night.
And you, Sir Carimont. And he'll just bow again, curtly, and walk on.
Okay. And
Back to his
Garamond will
chambers.
finish his patrol and then head to bed.
All right. So, whew, that was juicy as shit. Garamond, as you continue your patrol, you make your way through the outer walls, and you sort of do your usual like spiral in, right?
Yeah.
You sort of make your way through, and although you have men to do this, this is still a routine you like to do because, you know, if you want a job done properly, you do it yourself.
Yep.
As you make your way through the sort of inner hallways of the hall, that is not a good sentence, but it's a hall, it's not a castle. Just want to put that out there,
It's a
chat.
keep.
They keep calling it a castle, but it's not a castle, it's a hall.
It's a keep.
It's a keep, yeah.
We're above a hall. Look, it took us God knows how many seasons to go up from a hall to a keep in After the Fire. We've started with a keep.
Yeah.
We're having it.
Because we know better now for house creation.
Yeah.
We were like, keep
Yeah.
right now.
Keep. Yeah.
You hear a disturbance towards the sort of living quarters of the Kavos family. It doesn't sound like it doesn't sound like a fight, it doesn't sound like a scuffle. It sounds like a footstep where you weren't expecting there to be one.
I shall go to investigate.
You go to investigate. You see a young man wearing a blue and white surcoat who looks to be quite in his cups. And he's wandering these halls. He's not saying anything right now, but he seems to be looking for something.
Okay. So Garamond will he'll keep us somewhat of a distance.
Mhm.
There you go. Excuse me. Are you
And
lost?
you see him sort of swaying as he walks, and he does that thing where he stops in his tracks as your voice calls out and sort of like turns, you know, with all his weight on one heel. He turns around to you, and it's almost comical, right? It's almost like a comical turn. And he looks at you, and you can see he's got like a deep blush. He's got dark sort of tan skin, but you see a blush across his cheeks, and his little nose is a little bit red. And this is the face of Sir Darren Santagar, Lady
Okay.
Nyla's betrothed.
Okay, so Darren.
And he
Okay.
has a cup of wine in his hand, and as he turns, it sort of splashes onto the stone. He looks down and he goes, "Forgive me, sir. I shall." And he's got a sash across his chest, and he sort of starts to take it off. "I should clean up this mess immediately." And he starts taking his sash off to try and clean up the wine.
Garamond will start to walk forward and hold his hand. That won't be necessary, my lord. I can clear that up for you. It looks like you better head to bed.
No, but sir, I made the mess. I should clean up the mess. My mother instilled in me such good manners, and here I am, throwing my wine on the ground.
It's good to hear that your mother has raised you to be a fine young man. But really, my lord, it is not needed for you to do that. It would not be proper for a lord of your standing to do such a thing.
What does standing matter when I am pissed?
Standing always matters, my lord, in no matter what condition you're in.
What makes me better than you?
Reading, my lord.
So because my parents put a book in my hand as a child, that makes me better than you as a person. That makes me more deserving of things than you. That makes you lower than me.
It puts more responsibility on you, my lord.
My brother has a responsibility.
Everyone of your family has responsibility. You hold the name. You are responsible for that name. What you do, how you show it. You are responsible.
I suppose responsibility, that's a funny thing.
It is a very tough thing to sometimes accept. But I found if you accept it and embrace it, it's not so bad.
I suppose. I mean, what am I going to do? The princess told me I have to get married, so I'm going to get married.
Aye.
I'm going to get married.
Aye, you are, my lord.
Sir, I'm going to get married.
Aye. To a very fine, beautiful woman.
Etha looks down. Very beautiful, very fine, yes.
We all must do our duty. No matter how high or low you are, we all must do our duty.
He scratches his chin, he downs the rest of his goblet, spills a little bit on his surcoat, and it's red wine, so you know it hits the white part. Oh,
Always.
fuck. He sort of like goes to wipe it off.
Do not worry, my lord. We have servants here who will be able to get that out. It is not the first piece of white fabric that has got red wine on it in this heap, I assure you.
I suppose I should get myself acquainted with them now. They're going to be my servants before long.
Aye. Might be a good idea. If you need a hand with that, my lord, I'll be happy to introduce you.
Maybe in 3 days' time when my head stops hurting.
Of course. Of course. Would you like an escort back to your room?
I can find it. I've got to get used to these corridors.
But there's no shame in asking for help until you know.
Ugh. All right.
Aye. Come on. And he'll walk beside him and he'll look and go, why were you in this part of the keep, my lord?
He's quiet, and he sort of throws his arm across your shoulder. I was looking for my wife.
It would be improper to spend a night with your wife before you are married.
He sort of pulls back. You mistake me, sir. I merely wanted to wish her a good night. I did not get the chance.
Very well. And I will ensure to tell her in the morning of your wishes.
All right, now where's this bed?
This way, sir. I'll lead you to it, and then I'll escort him back to his room.
All right, he sort of looks back over his shoulder down the corridor. Now, you would know that this corridor houses both Nyla and Alara's rooms.
Yep. He had no idea he was going where he was going, so he's just, okay,
Yep.
all right, that's fair enough. Okay.
And you escort him back to his room. And he, you don't like sit him in or anything like that.
No, I
in.
take him to the door,
Yeah.
open the door, throw him in. No, not throw him in, but make sure he's in and then close it.
Yeah. And you
That's
see
as
as you
far
sort
as
of
I
like
do.
close the door, he just sort of face plants onto the
Yeah,
bed. He's
yeah.
still in the surcoat. But
So I close the door. I hear the face plant. I put my ear against the door, waiting for that snore, and then I nod, move on. He's snoring. He's fine.
Make sure he hasn't swallowed his tongue or
Yeah,
choking on
yeah.
his vomit. Yeah. And then you head back off to wherever you're going, back to your quarters.
Going to my chambers to fall asleep. Yeah.
All right. And the castle is quiet and peaceful. It is the dead of night. You can hear the chirping of, if you were awake, but we, as the audience, can hear the chirping of cicadas and other various loud bugs, because let me tell you, I live in a place with cicadas, and those fucking things are noisy bitches. It just creates a background hum as the the keep is quiet. You hear the odd echoing footstep of a guard doing a night patrol, but they are fairly sparse, as most people are catching their rest in the evening. Mia, I would like you to make me an awareness test, please.
God, this is where I'm gonna have to roll 20. I'm still learning it. This reminds me an awful lot of Millie last time, but I don't have. I should know this better. Right, where am I looking?
Sorry, it should be an awareness notice test.
Awareness notice, right? Okay.
But add a penalty die as you are asleep currently.
This is true. Well, am I? No,
Well,
I am. No, I am.
We're talking. This is like 4 a.m.
Yeah, he's a night owl. No, but I'm not going to try. No, he's definitely asleep. Awareness notice.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So again, you're going to have to remind me because I am still shit at this. It's I've got 3 for awareness and a 1 in notice.
Okay. So if you click where it says notice on your character sheet, it should light up and it should give you a pop-up on the Roll20 window.
Yep. It says input value bonus dice.
Okay.
I
Are
won't
you
pay
going to
any
use?
bonus dice.
Okay. So
No,
just leave that as it is. Click next or okay.
Cool.
And it should ask you if you're adding any penalty die.
Pink. Oh shit! No, I already. Let me do that again because I see what you said. It's penalty.
Well, you can just take one of the sixes out. You can just take.
Yeah,
one of
you
the
can take one of the sixes out.
So which is like 5. Take a 5.
Okay, cool.
You keep the
Yeah.
Take a 5. So you got 11.
11. Yep.
Okay. All right. So it is the dead of night, Mia.
God, I'm gonna die.
4 a.m. Sound asleep, tucked up in your little. I always just imagine everyone sleeps in a little Scrooge cap and slippers.
Mia just sleeps in his chain.
Just the chain.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, it's dawn. It's hot, right? You hear.
Yeah.
Oh, you hear.
This character's awful. Carry on. I hear. Yeah.
You hear a sound, a crash, a small crash, somebody bumping into something in your chambers. And you hear a quiet call of a raven.
Okay. So as soon as he wakes up, his hand is 2 things. One, he sleeps with his hand behind his head.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is always on his chest. So as he wakes up, he grabs something in his chest and pulls out a knife that's underneath his pillow.
Okay.
And can he, while he's lying there, because he will do that, but also quite subtly and not just be like, "Oh, I'm awake," or like he'll literally just. Can he seem like he's still asleep and yet try and check out the rest of the room? Is there any light in the room? I think there may be like a guttering candle or something. He's not.
Yeah. Let's. There's like a little low candle light. And the moon is bright as always. The moon's big and bright.
Of course,
it's a nighttime scene.
Hey, it's dawn. Yeah.
Season 8. This is the only light source in the entire season. Sorry. Not salty. So if you're going to pretend that you're still asleep, that would be a deception act test.
Oh God, I'm really bad. Deception act. Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's cancel that. Deception. 1 second. Cancel. Deception act. Right, there we go. Come on, stupid thing. There we go. No bonus dice and no thingy dice. Cool. 13.
13. Okay. I'm just gonna open up Roll20 real quick and do a GM
It's not worrying when you're like, I'm just gonna roll something.
Actually, no. Fuck it. We'll do this as a. You don't think that your awakened state has been noticed.
Okay. Can I, while I'm doing that, can I do the classic sort of look through hooded eyes and try and see what it is that's making the noise? If it's a
Oh. Did we just lose James? Oh no. James
We
is
might
dead.
have just lost James when he went purring.
Yeah,
Oh
James is
dear.
dead.
Oh dear.
It was an
Oh,
assassin.
prepare for camera swap. Oh, maybe not.
That's
Oh,
a hell of a face that it
that
froze on.
really is, isn't it? Blimey neck. I
was a
mean, what a
faceless man.
freeze that is.
Yeah. Facey
Oh,
made
we had
it
a
all the way.
power cut.
Oh. Oh
Just
no.
out of nowhere, a blooming power. What the timing on that is? You know? Oh my goodness. That is some shocking timing. Oh dear. Mia.
on.
So Mia just evidently died. Yeah, someone blew out the candle, so there's no. It's the power cut, and
Shit. This is like the one really like plot necessary scene.
of course it was. You know, the one scene that you wanted to do, that you needed to get done for the plot of the story,
This is
and
for
then
my
that happened.
meta plot.
Oh my
James.
god!
Fuck's sake.
Trust James to blooming do that. You know, of all the things.
Well, let's have a chat, Tom. You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah,
Quite
yeah,
happy with the way
yeah.
things are going. You know,
Yeah, no, things
Yeah,
are
good.
fine. Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
You know,
How's
I'm gonna,
Garmin feel about Mia?
he's fine with him. He thinks Mia's been. He's a bit like. He's a bit like, why is he asking me all these questions? It's so weird.
Mm-hmm.
Why? I mean, and like, well, if you choose between the village, it's like, I'll do what's right. And he's like gonna kind of like, and he genuinely, because in his mind,
Mm-hmm.
he didn't see any of
Oh.
the. There it goes. He didn't see any of the girls hit a person, did he?
No.
And none of the girls actually told him that they hit a person, did they?
No. Tom, you're gonna have to
So-
like get right up so
Well-
your little face sticks.
Really? No, it doesn't. Mine's in a corner down here. Mine's
Yeah,
like
but
down
on
here.
my screen now, you are me and I am James.
Oh, I see what you
And
mean.
our
Oh, I see
shoulders
what you
are
mean
you.
now. Oh, I see what you
look.
mean. So
Go
we're
down
here.
to your left.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I
I'm
know
sorry,
on
you're
my
right.
one, I'm still. We
Go
can
to your
still
right.
do this. We can still.
Yeah. Go to the other side.
Oh, other side. Is it this side?
Hello.
This side. Hello. Hi. This is so fucking
All right, sorry,
weird.
chat. I'm trying to figure out what to do here. Give me a second.
We're still waiting. We're still trying to figure out if James is coming back. That's all.
Says he's trying to come back. All right.
All right. If there's power, it should be pretty simple. If there's power, he can come back. If there's not, he can't. You know, and we'll have to, I don't know, figure something. I'll play James.
Mm-hmm.
I'll play
It's a
him.
well-oiled machine right here at Black
Yeah,
Cat's Game. Let me
yeah,
tell you.
Yeah. It's not like I won't. Not like I won't fuck up everything about his roles.
Yeah. Let's just say it's no coincidence that production went to shit when I was in charge. Okay. Like,
I wouldn't say it went to shit.
Chat, I'm gonna need you to cover for me, right? If Sam asks how this episode went, tell her that it went absolutely fine with no technical issues, no problems whatsoever. It was slick. It was the slickest,
nailed
most
it.
produced episode of Blood and Sand you've ever seen. She'll never know.
Yeah. In fact, it was so produced and so good that it put After the Fire production to shame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't tell her that. She'll go fucking postal.
She will. She will absolutely.
She'll have to play this game anymore. Fuck you, Ma. How much am I gonna pay you? I have no money, but I can pay you in love.
There you go. That's some people would say that's better than money.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people. But you might be. Hey, you can't buy new PCs with love.
No, it's true. You can't.
You know.
You can't now.
There you go. Yes, yeah, I'm not either.
I'm shit out of luck then.
Yeah, you're kind of screwed there. You're kind of screwed.
Tell you what though, being down here and only being eyes on James's screen, my makeup looks really good.
You nail your mate every time. You've got a really, really good talent for eye makeup. It is a really, really good talent. Your eyes are always like freaking smoking every time you do them.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're really good at makeup.
Aw. This is the best RPG session stream there's ever been.
Yeah.
We will accept another fake child as payment. All right. Okay.
All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Easily done. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I can't believe Soraya earlier was like, do what you gotta do. Don't kill him, but hurt him a bit.
Hurt them. Yeah, just make sure they shut up. Put it right. Put it
Just get the
right.
little fuckers in line.
Little fucking. Hey, you never know. Garamond might fucking do that because he's going into town
Yeah.
and he's like, if those guards saying they're bullshitting, and if they're bullshitting, he's gonna fucking, go. No, hang on, I'm not having this.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, so just for clarity's sake, they didn't directly hit anyone because they rolled well, but by virtue of it being such a busy street, when people just fucking ran
Yeah.
to get out of the way, this old lady just got cracked and her head
hang
smashed
on,
on
hang.
her.
So that's different to what Garamond was told, because Garamond was told
Yeah.
that their horse actually hit them,
Mm-hmm.
and he's gonna go into town and say, "What the fuck? Like, there's bullshit."
Well, it's that
you
thing,
know.
right? Where stories, as they get passed
They keep
on.
Yeah. It's good. It's good. I like it. So he's gonna see what he can do to get the truth. Because he kinda is all about the truth.
Yeah. So they didn't directly hit the old lady, but their
Oh, they're
actions
100%
caused.
responsible for causing
Yes.
the surge that would
The crack.
potentially hurt her.
Yeah.
But but in Garamond's mind, that's different
Yes.
to they actively hit.
Yes.
Very different.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, I'm still. Oh no, wait,
Oh,
we're all back.
oh,
We're
we're
all
back.
back. See, now that is top quality production value.
See,
That
that's
is
like we all just
the-
slotted right back into place.
Ready for any little technical issue, and then just slot back in as if nothing had happened.
Other streamers, they'd have an emergency
panic.
be right back screen.
Yeah.
They wouldn't sit with scuffed cameras on stream for 5-10
No.
minutes.
No,
Oh, James
You
isn't
see?
actually back.
he's just sorting some things out.
Yeah.
See, this is the top level quality of production at Follow Black Cats.
Yeah.
This is you can't get this anywhere else.
You can't.
No,
You just can't.
No.
You simply cannot.
no, I'm not sure if that's a positive thing or a negative.
Listen, we've got our own
But-
charm. We're a scrappy underdog. Here's the thing, right? People think that we're a much bigger company, we're much a big presence than we are. We're just three fucking
Who thinks that?
morons sat in our bedrooms
Does
making
James think
shit.
Yeah. Who thinks they're bigger than we are than you are?
It's good though. I like it. A lot of people,
They
While
really
we're
think
here,
that you're
though-
like a big. Wow, that's actually rather
because
impressive.
because here at Black Cats Gaming, we put out good content, including
Yeah.
the Spy Game, which is a 5e power game of international espionage and action, which you can get on Drive-Thru RPG, or you can get from our store at blackcatsgamingshop.com, or hell, you can even go to your friendly local game store and buy a copy of the Spy Game there too. And if they don't have it, ask them to get it in, and they can, most likely.
Yeah, go up to them and go, what the fuck? Do you not have one of the most
Any
critically
award
acclaimed,
nominated,
yeah,
the Spy Game.
nominated spy games? I mean, you're not a frigging game store if you don't have it. Come on. Come on. So, tell them.
Oh,
tell 'em.
hello, James.
Right, James?
Uh-oh.
Hello, say things.
Hello?
Hello? Are you on your
Hello.
phone?
No, I'm. How's this? Can you hear me? Is it being
We
weird
can.
and funny?
It sounds like
It sound-
webcam for microphone.
Yeah. You sure it hasn't switched from your microphone?
Live text
Probably.
apologize.
That's
Yeah,
a lot.
apologies.
Tell you what, while we do this bit, shall we go to the be right back screen?
No, we're nailing it.
Okay. Do you know what?
See,
How's
This
that?
will be
No,
great for the VOD, you know?
This is top quality. This is the
This-
best
this-
content. Jess is
You've just
actually
gotta do some-
enjoying this more than our role play.
Yeah.
Let's put that into perspective. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
That's sad times for our role play.
Oh,
right-
there you go,
right there.
James. Sounding much better.
There we go.
Yeah, so not that anybody needs to hear the joys of my current fun times in my life at the moment, but our fuse box is rubbish, and
Oh.
somebody turned on a toaster and it went.
Oh, popped.
Do you
it
know,
popped it.
in my
Oh,
apartment,
no.
if the TV is on in the living room, we turn the microwave on, it blows the fuses for the entire apartment.
Like it's not
I feel
great. We
you.
just got a new washing machine today as well, because the washing machine was the thing killing it, and we were like, "Yay, it's all
Yeah.
sorted!" And now it's like,
Sorted.
no.
Sounds like a
How
new
about fuck you?
toaster.
Yeah, how about fuck you? That's why. So So yeah, I can't promise I will continue to be for the rest of the evening if somebody decides to, wash something or make a cup of tea. But yeah, apologies for that, everybody. I was
That's
really
right.
enjoying that as well.
Oh, well,
Okay.
get back into the scene. Get back into the scene.
We'll go back into the
Yeah, come on,
Back
come
into
on,
the
come
scene.
on.
So basically, what happened, James, while you were gone, is
Yeah,
that
I'm dead.
disturbance
Okay,
was a
yeah.
faceless man, and you have now had your face removed, and you are now one of many faces.
Wait, he was a
As-
faceless man too. Was that?
As someone who has been on the receiving end of a faceless
Not a
man,
faceless.
you have got
Yeah, this is too much for Tom.
ridiculously
This is-
overpowered that character.
Listen, Tom.
This is triggering for Tom. We can't do this. to
Both
Tom
you
again.
and I have been on the end of a faceless man. At least you got to be killed early. At least you had
Yeah.
it in one go, and
Yeah,
you didn't have to,
It was a one shot. Yeah.
you didn't have to fucking sell your baby for some poison. Virgin Mac,
Yeah,
because she all fucking died anyway.
You didn't. You also didn't get Don giving you a friendly, wonderful hug, and then just.
No, just at several points throughout the campaign, Don did that to my heart.
Yeah.
I've still never forgiven him
Anyway,
for that one scene. Dream scene.
Sorry,
Anyway.
scene. Yes, yeah.
It's not after the fire. It's done. It's behind us.
Thank God, because there's only so much Machiavellian bullshit that I can help Sam out with for that. And it's not going to come back to bite me now at all. Anyway.
Right. In the scene.
So, in the scene.
You're in bed.
What is
you have
room?
your knifeu. Yeah. You have your hand on your chest. You pretend to be asleep.
Not calling it
they
my
haven't
knifeu.
noticed you. And through hooded eyes, you can see a figure, a slight figure. Probably they're wearing quite baggy clothing and quite dark clothing from what you can see. So it's not like, oh, this is definitely lady because it's all pinched in at the waist. Like they're just in like baggy thing, but it's a slight figure. And they are up by the ravens, and you watch them attach something to a raven's foot and send it out.
I'm really not okay with that bullshit. Yeah, I would like, and this is
throw
going to
knife
fail.
at Raven as it threw it in the window.
So why could I say better than what Tom is suggesting? Because that was literally the first thing that I thought. Yeah, no, that is fucking happening. Anyway, it's not because I'm not good at that kind of stuff. But let's give it a go. I would like to take said knife.
I will say, Mia, you do have 3 bonus dice and 2 test dice.
Oh, I'm going to use like at least 2 or 3 of each of these because that raven is not going anywhere. Ravens do not leave Mia's tower without Mia knowing exactly what they're saying.
I'm trying to find the statistics of a raven. We don't have one.
Oh no. Hang on. Let me see what I
Hey,
can do.
I do a bit of game design. Do you want me to? I mean, they're pretty slow and not very agile, so I think it's going to be like a 2 to hit on 4 dice, right?
Yes.
It's a 2 to hit on 4 dice. I'll game design it for you right now, Susie. It's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm doing NPCs at the moment.
Do we? You know what?
What am I rolling?
What
would you like me to do?
You know what we could do? Take Salastria's stats and as a baseline for kind of like animal, and then obviously adjust them.
Oh no, wait, there are Raven stats. I have them.
There's got to be Raven stats. Yeah, there's got to be Raven stats. Come on.
Like,
okay.
How many times are people going to try and shoot a Raven down with a bow?
Exactly.
Like, it's gonna...
Right. Okay.
Who's
So I need you to roll me a marksmanship thrown test.
Marksmanship throw. This is not good. And I'm gonna. Do you know what? I'm gonna put 2 bonus dice into that.
You can also have test dice.
I'm gonna test. There's gonna be some testing.
So to do the test dice, James. So from the number with marksman, depending on how many test dice you want to do, just add that to that number. So if you don't want to do 1, add it, plus it up by 1, and vice, and continue. Okay, and then just add the bonus dice on that little thing later.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll quickly change this to. I'm going to use 1 test dice. So that ups my marksmanship to 3
Okay.
and 2 bonus dice. Is that right?
Okay, yeah, you can put 2
I think
in
that's right.
thrown. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Submit that, and then no penalty dice, and then please be nice. I can't see if I did well.
Let's have a look.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
Okay,
Like
so that's
11.
rolled 5, dropped lowest 2, but your marksmanship was 3, up to 3. So you need
Yeah.
to. Oh yeah, that's 3. Okay, dropping 5. 5
right?
dropping 2. Yeah, it's kept 3.
Yes.
An 11. An 11 beats the combat defense. So what is the damage on your dagger? I think dagger
I
is
can
agility,
find that out,
right?
'cause I do have that. It's not actually just a dagger, because of course it's not just a
Of
dagger.
course not.
Of course not. It is actually a stiletto, which is a
Oh.
short blade. So it is
It's agility.
it's piercing 2 and damage agility,
Okay.
which is my agility stat, right?
Yes.
That's
And my
yeah.
agility stat, God, for a game designer, my knowledge of this is not good. My agility is only 2, but it is piercing 2 as well.
Okay, so 2 ignores
Not
armor
not
rating.
combat code.
Unsurprisingly, ravens
Yeah.
do not have armor. I don't know whether you knew
Ravens don't have
this,
armor?
but ravens are not armored. And
Armored
2
ravens win.
is not quite enough to kill it.
Oh,
I
you
don't
could
want to kill it.
stop
I just want to
flying
wing
out,
it.
though.
I just
So-
want to like clip a wing or cut a wing or make it go plummeting. If it lands on my desk, I'll be very, very happy. But if it goes down into I can't fly land, I'm happy with that as well.
So it's already, because she sent they sent it out. They sent it out. Mia fucking throws the dagger. It clips the raven's wing as it sort of breaches out of the window, because it's, you know, a rookery window is quite large, so you can be like, wee. And the raven screams out in pain in a raven way, calls out in pain, and plummets to the courtyard below.
And I hear it go.
You hear, well, you hear, and you hear a guard
Only-
go, "What the fuck?"
That's all I care about.
There's
all I
100%
care
a
about this
guard
one.
down there who just went, "What the fuck?" and is awake now.
I would love it for it to hit the shoulder. Another guard standing next to him go, "That's good luck, that is."
If this is Monty Python, yes, that's what would happen.
Yeah, exactly. Let's not. No, that's my game on Tuesday, which is completely Monty Python. Okay, so as soon as he throws it, I'd like him to stand. Sorry, well, no, because
Oh,
Mia's
yeah,
throwing
sorry,
it.
yes, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. So as soon as Mia throws it, and not the Raven, because the Raven isn't just like. It's. We've discussed this. This is letting go of Raven. That is throwing. So, end over end knife into Raven. Stands straight up.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, only wearing the chain.
Yes, of course. Mm-hmm.
And to the assailant will literally bow and go, "Have we been introduced? Most of the time, people in these chambers know me a little better before they see me with just my chains."
Sorry. I wasn't prepared for Mia to just be like,
Hey, dude's gonna flirt
very
his way out
important
of this
question
issue.
for any potential fan art that we may or may not receive. Does he shave?
He is trimmed. He doesn't shave completely, but he is
It's
trimmed.
Okay.
Yeah, he's trimmed. This is a lot better. I know this is a random tangent, but I have to say it. It's a lot better than my Tuesday game, where in exactly the same circumstances, I made somebody roll 2d6 for length. I was really hoping they would roll a double 1 or a double 12. They rolled a 9. Anyway, carry on.
9's respectable.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I thought. That's what they thought as well. And the entire
Anyway.
table enjoyed it. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Yeah. Do you want me to roll 2d6?
I do not. No.
Thank God. Thank God.
Good God. The figure spins around as the blade whizzes past their fucking head and strikes the bird. They spin around, look at you, and you see as the moonlight hits their face, this is the face of a young woman, and you see she has a large port wine stain birthmark on her cheek.
Birthmark, yeah.
You would recognize her as the musician, Barry, that had traveled with the princess.
Mm-hmm.
And she sort of she's looking at you frozen. And she's got her hands are just sort of like at her sides. You can't see any visible weapons on her. As she just sort of looks at you, and she looks at the window, and then she looks at you, and she's maintaining a lot of eye contact. She's
That's
not.
like she should. Indeed.
She's just, and you see she's breathing heavily, panicked.
Yeah. This can go one of three ways, my dear. The first way is not fun for you. The second way is not fun for me. And the third way, the least likely way, is fun for both of us. Now, you have options here. You can do many things, but first on your list should be to tell me why you decided to use one of my birds so very late at night. And secondly, who you were sending it to. And as he does it, he's going to take his chain off
Mm-hmm.
and just wrap it around one of his knuckles.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. And as she looks at you, she's starting to stammer out a sentence, but her eyes have sort of welled up with tears. I am so sorry. Please don't hurt me.
That entirely depends on you. Because, as I have said, it can be unfortunate for you. And he's going to take a step forward with each of these sentences. Unfortunate for you. Unfortunate for me. Or very enjoyable for both of us. Now, who were you sending that to? And why are you sending it so late at night?
And she's shorter than you are. And she sort of looks up as
he's like 6 foot, so yeah.
Yeah. And she's like 5'5", so so like she's looking up quite a lot, but and she sort of starts shrinking back. Like there's nowhere for her to go, obviously, but as you step forward, she's sort of shrinking back. And her hands are like very like in a non-threatening position, they're sort of up in front of her like this, and she's stammering out, I didn't have any choice. They're making me do this.
Oh my dear, this is sounding better and
Oh no.
better for you. Let me put it this way. Oh yes, no. So he's gonna, as he walks forward, he's also gonna make sure he's standing between her and the door.
Okay.
So.
Oh no.
Sorry, you.
Oh, you're a
Did you look
robot.
like-
You're a robot.
Robot in.
About to say something. You good? Like,
No, you're a robot, James.
because you're also really
Don't
choppy.
want
I don't know if-
arigato, James or
Better?
roboto. Oh,
Okay,
there
it's
you
back.
go.
It's back. You're okay. You're all right.
God damn it. Better? I don't know
Yes,
what's going
good,
on. Like,
good. We good now.
yes, good. Yes. So, first of all, let me make sure my phone is not on the internet anymore. So yeah, he's going to position himself between her and the door, if that works for you.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then he's going to say, despite appearances, my dear, I am very open to discussing any problems that you have and helping you in any way that I can. Who is making you do this, and why are you here so late at night? He says, twisting the chain even tighter around his hand.
Mm-hmm. And she stammers out, they made me be a spy for them so that I could report to them where the princess and her children were, and they put me in her court as a musician so I would be able to report.
The ordeal is very hard, and whatever they have over you, we can help you. We can make sure you're okay. And
Guess what?
while she's
Oh,
Go on.
sorry. I would say we're going to go into an intrigue, but finish your thought. Finish your thought.
No, I was going to say, and in whatever way I can help you, I can. And at this point, I think he's probably like close enough to her that he could put a hand, not the chained hand, which is
Mhm.
still going to be sort of down by his side, but a hand on her shoulder to sort of guide her and make her sit down on either the desk or a chair or something, so that she's in a place. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? So that she can't just bolt. Like she's
Yes.
definitely there.
No, I getcha.
There's the naked man with the chain around his head.
Jesus
cool.
Christ. Let's get the intrigue cheat sheet up. And
Yep.
we will head into
Ye-
our intrigue.
I'm gonna need you to guide me on this completely because
Mhm.
all of my screens just went and killed all of the internet stuff.
Alright.
So I've barely got Roll20 up by now.
Let
But, yeah.
me I'll get you the link.
Thank you.
Fuck, I can't do this through Discord without changing the window. Tom, can you get James the link for the cheat sheet, please?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
This has been juicy as fuck this evening. I'm really annoyed that the fucking internet has gone blur.
It's in
Excuse me.
Tell me if that works.
Jessica in chat has asked if yeah, oh no, perfect.
Does Mia get bonus dice for being naked? I definitely think that
Might
you
do.
get a bonus die for intimidation. Because
So it's like an invite because it's like an environmental kind of
Yes.
thing, right?
Yeah. Which sorry, Game of Thrones cheat sheet, right? That's the
Yep.
one I'm looking at. Right. Okay. Open with. Come on. Internet, why be rubbish right now? Okay. Right.
You got it?
Let me see if I can. I'm attempting to do so. If it would like to open in something other than Google Sheets, that would be great. Right. Okay. So yes, intrigue cheat sheet. Yes. I have. Let's see what
Okay.
we can do.
So, choose your objective to begin with. What are you trying to get out of this
Mhm.
girl? Obviously, it's information for you, right? You try and figure out what the fuck she's doing.
Yes. I mean, service also comes to mind, but information will start with, yeah.
Hey, you never know how it'll go. Pick your
Indeed.
disposition to her. Where you're at
Okay.
right now.
Do I tell you that or just leave it?
No, you keep that unlocked to yourself.
Okay.
And now what we're gonna do, so this is we're gonna roll for our initiative in here. So you need to roll me a status breeding test.
Yeah, okay.
It is a hell of a way to phrase it, but that is what it's called.
I was going to say, submit. There we go.
Ooh, you got an 18. That means you go first in the intrigue.
Mm.
Cool. So, you can either do a couple of ways. Go into what you want to say with your idea of your technique already, or do some role play and then figure out what technique you want to use after that, depending where the role play goes.
Okay. I can role play it. This is the joy of role playing with you like this, because it is going to be so awkward for both of us. Yeah. Chat Susie, who is effectively basically my sister, it's very hard given this character is all about seducing people. So yeah, it's grim, but let's get our role play. Let's get our role play on.
Wouldn't
So
be Game
yeah,
of
he
Thrones
is.
without a little bit of incest. would it?
Oh, stop. Blech.
It's not incest. Susie is playing a
Completely
character
different character.
who is a musician, so it's all
She's
good.
a
Musicians,
musician.
they go everywhere. So he's gonna turn to her and say, I do not mean to cause you any trouble or any panic this evening. I do not mean to hurt you in any way. The three options are still there, and I'm hoping that at the end of the evening, we will both be mutually happy with the end result. Now, this is as much due to you as it is to me, and I think, and I feel, and I hope that we can decide together to enjoy what could otherwise have been a very unpleasant experience for us both. So with that in mind, how about you talk? And contrary to what we both may enjoy, I put some clothes on.
She's sort of like, this whole time, she's like kept her eyes above neck level. She's just been not looking. Yeah, because what the fuck do you do, right? This dude's just. Anyway.
Eyes. Always eyes.
just-
Eyes contact. Eye contact.
The
Yeah.
most eye contact she's ever given anyone in her life. Or she's
Most-
looked at the ground.
Most. Can I? You're probably going to say no. Is there any way of doing any kind of perception check to see if at some point she's done the classic where you just like you shouldn't, but you kind of, you know.
No, you get you don't even need a check for this.
Yeah.
She is so fucking like
She's just breaking it. It's not even understandably that would be the furthest thing from your mind right now.
yeah, she's not
completely,
even not even considered.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So
Well, Mia would invite her to consider. Carry on. Right. He's horrible. Anyway. Yes.
Wow, and I felt really scummy last time. Ugh. Okay, so what sort of action are you no, actually, sorry, I will respond with roleplay and then we'll do our actions afterwards. We'll have an exchange and then she bursts into tears at this point. She's crying quite heavily. And she, you know, as you shrug some clothes on, I guess she's just sort of she's scratching at her hand and she says, I had debts. I had so many debts from gambling, from things I could not pay, and the Lord, he said that he would cover them if I did what he wanted. And if my debts are not paid, if I do not do as I am commanded, then my family will be killed.
This is horrible to hear. This is the worst of things in all situations to be like this. We have reserves and we have ways of helping you. There is nothing to be afraid of. There is nothing to worry about. We can make sure that you are okay and that your family is fine. There is no cause for tears. I have put on clothes. There is no cause for tears. It is strange that the putting on of clothes have caused the tears, but I will take your sadness to be deeper than mine in this regard.
But how can you help me if they do not receive the information that I have been sent to give? Then my family is forfeit.
Oh no! You will send the information. We must make sure that you are fine, that your family is fine. You will send the information, but you and I will talk first, and we shall decide what the information is. And then when done, we shall ensure that you have the coin that you need and that your family is safe. You will find the end and the happiness that you deserve in this. There's no cause for concern for your family.
But how can you help them? They're so far away.
It seems to me that giving the information would not be the worst thing. We discuss the information. You continue for your lord, whomever they may be, and we shall come to that soon. But you continue for your lord, and the two of us come to a mutual understanding. And with that, you are happy, the Lord is happy, I am happy, and your family is safe. Yes?
But what if the princess finds out that I've been a spy? She'll have me hanged, the worse.
Oh, of course. These are options. These are things that can happen. As I said, you can end the night very unhappily if it comes to this. But I must say, between you and I, we can find a way around this. Yes, we can mutually be happy at the end of the night, and no one need know but you and I.
All right. Okay. So I would like you to pick your technique, and your
Mhm.
action. What are you trying to do here? What's your action here?
It's such a weird one because the roleplay kind of went a little bit different to the technique. The technique was going to be seduce, and the action was going to be to manipulate. I don't know what
Okay.
that does, but it sounds like the right word, so I'm going for it.
Okay, so you need to make a persuasion seduce against my character's passive will.
Persuasion seduce. Okay. Bink.
What did you get?
16.
A 16. Okay, that succeeds. So a manipulate means that if you succeed, you pick your target's next technique.
Okay. Yield. Can I do that?
No,
Oh,
so
no, your next technique, not your action. I was going to say that's broken as hell.
the
That's broken as
action
fuck.
is no.
Yeah, there you go, yield. No, okay. Right. So I get to choose her next technique.
Mm-hmm.
Bargain.
Bargain. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. In that case, she's going to actually I think she will yield because it makes sense in the intrigue here. You've offered her a compromise already in the role play. It makes sense that she wasn't trying to we're gonna go with that one. So she's gonna it's a very short intrigue and ultimately quite a pointless one, but the role play went as it did. So she nods. If you can help me and my family and make sure that I'm not executed as a spy, then
I can
would you
assure
ask?
you will not be executed as a spy. You and I, decide two things. One, firstly, what it is that you are saying. And secondly, you must tell me who you are saying it to. And from there, you will get exactly what you need. I will have exactly what I need, and you will not be executed.
She looks down as if she's sort of ashamed, as she says, I'm to report at all times the Princess Mariah's location and the strength of men that guard her. And I am to send
And
it. I don't know his name, but I know that he works in service of King Ironwood.
It's usually the juice, really. The juice. And there is just one more that I need. You and I, we should send a raven so that he knows that you are continuing and that your family will be safe because you have sent the information. Oh god, I had a thing and it was gone.
No!
It was perfect. It was right on the edge of my tongue. God damn. What was the other thing I wanted to know? So, who it's sending to? What the strength is? And how is it that he knows it is from you? Could be from a raven, from anyone. How does he know it is from you?
There is a special mark I make on my letters.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, one of my ravens has taken a tumble. So, you and I, shall we go to the window and write the next. You make the mark. We shall write, and we shall send. Okay,
And she
she's
nods.
good. Okay, so he's going to let her write this out
Mm-hmm.
and wrap it around a raven, and
Whoa.
um, he's gonna make a note, like I can make a mental note of
Mhm.
exactly the mark that she makes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of exactly, and so he knows exactly what it is and everything that she puts on the paper to make sure it's there. Cool. And then she's gonna have to go like this out the window to send the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So he's gonna watch, and just as she does that, he's gonna shove her out the window as hard as he
I
possibly can.
fucking knew that was coming. Oh my god, you bastard. All right. I fucking
You don't
knew
need
that was
NPCs, Susie. It's fine.
Hey, save me a job. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna give you God, what even test would this be?
I mean, I could offer suggestion.
Yeah, go on, Tom.
It'd be athletic strength. 'cause you-
Athletic strength.
But
And I will give
whether
you
Hmm.
I will give you 2 bonus die to this because A, she's trusting you in this moment, and B, she has her back to you. She is unawares.
I
Yes,
will
Tom.
say, in a surprise round of combat,
Mm-hmm.
the person who is surprised intends to get an additional 1 test dice.
Oh,
The reason I know that is because I got a feat that negates that completely.
Oh,
That's
okay
the only
then.
way I knew that.
This is a
Be a
surprise
surprise. Like,
round.
ding, ding.
You get a test die. So
Okay.
up your athletics by 1.
Okay.
Oh, you
So up my
bastard.
athletics
Poor
by
Barry.
1, and then strength. You said
Servant's got a lot of
and
messes to clean up in the
you know,
morning.
take the two bonus dice as well. Okay, right. Let's see if this works.
It was
Come on,
expected.
this would really be nice.
I'm glad he
if
put on
you-
clothes while he did this,
Yeah.
though, and he didn't murder someone while he was naked.
14. Is that right? 14.
Let's
That's a lot of ones.
have a look.
Yeah, 14.
Wow, that is a lot of ones. Okay, a 14.
Yeah. 14. Yeah.
Her combat defense is not that.
Oh, thank fuck. I had a way out if that didn't work, but
You got exactly 2 degrees of success. So I would say this
Right.
is a very big shove out of this window.
Mm.
You crack her good. And you are in the tower, right? So this is quite elevated.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
going to say, what a shame that
Like
Mia's
tallest
room
part
is
of the
on
keep
ground
that I could
floor.
possibly get. Yeah, thunk, and she's like,
Ow,
"What are
dickhead.
you doing?"
Dickhead. Runs off into the night. Okay.
No, it's the tallest part of the whole fucking keep.
Yeah, it is. So she falls and
Yeah.
she screams as she falls. And it's a piercing, blood-curdling scream which rouses everyone from their beds. Pretty much anyone in this area. Sigarmund. And you hear that sickening crunch as she impacts on the stone below your tower. And you look out into the moonlight and you see that like blood pool just sort of like start spreading out from her as she's all twisted and fucked up.
So Mira's gonna quickly take his clothes off,
Mm-hmm.
put his chain back on, look at her and go, I do apologize, my dear, but you were not executed for being a spy. And then turn away and run to the door and go, help, help, somebody has attacked me, help. He's a man of his word. He did say she wouldn't be executed as a spy.
No. Sigarmund, do you hear Mia crying out for help?
So Garamond at this point has he's probably heard the scream,
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine, of the woman falling and the maybe not the crunch, but then the shouts of the guards.
Yeah.
And he would have immediately got up he would have probably tried to. He would have put like just a normal kind of like shirt on, some trousers, and very quickly popped some boots on. Grabbed his sword and shield
Mm-hmm.
and just bolted out towards where the screaming was. And he would immediately kind of go to the location to talk to the guards, and he'll run up to the guards, and he will go, "What's going on here?"
Sir, this woman, she fell from Mir's tower.
And I'm assuming it's very obvious she's dead.
One of them's like does the whole leans down, checks to see if she's
Yeah.
alive, and his hand's covered in blood as he sort of like tries to move her face. She's
Okay.
dead, sir.
Aye, all right.
And like
Keep
a skull
everyone
lifts up a
inside.
little bit. You see a bit of brain.
Yeah. I want guards all over this area. No one comes in here.
Yes, sir.
And he'll look to one to his side. Goes, "You're with me," and we're gonna head up to Mia's tower.
Okay, so Mia, as you're calling at the door, before long you see Sir Garamond running towards you with the guard flanking him.
The Garamond, thank the. Oh, is it the 7? Yeah, are we at the 7 yet?
No, not in Dorne.
Garamond worships the 7, but not in Dorne. No one worships.
Thank
the
your gods
Dawn.
and mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, your gods.
So the Rhoyners worship the river
See that
gods,
look.
right? That's who they worship.
Mhm.
I think the Rhoyner worship like these river gods.
They do.
Yeah, water and stuff. Mia,
Thank the gods.
what happened?
I awoke. There was a woman in my chambers, which I must say is not usually a cause for concern, but in this case, she was trying to send a message with my ravens. I jumped out of bed. We had an exchange of words, and I managed to wrestle her at the window. It was a close scuffle. She seemed to want to send something urgently. I would encourage finding what she was sending, but at this time of night in my chamber to be attacked, verbally or otherwise, by this woman who burst in with no invitation, I defended myself and the house as
It's
best I
all right.
thought.
Mia, it's all right. You are you injured?
I do not have your skill at arms. He's going to look down at his nakedness and be like, I do not appear to be. I do not think.
All right.
I do not think so. But I was.
No,
I
understand.
I'm shaken. I'm shaken by
Of course.
the information. And
What I'll do, I'll leave a guard at
Thank
your
you.
door. I suggest you get
Thank you,
changed
Gavin.
because the lady will probably want to have a word with you.
Oh,
at the
indeed,
end.
indeed.
So you get changed. I'll head on down and see what I can do and inform her of what's
I did
happened.
I did not recognize her at first, Garamond. If whoever it is, I would like to know more about what they want and what they were doing.
I would
Indeed,
too.
and
We'll see what we can find out.
she seems to have sent a raven, but it was injured, I think. Could you find out what she sent and bring it to me? Could you bring my raven back if it is still alive? I value them.
We'll do
very
what we
deeply.
can. Mia, we'll do what we
Thank
can.
you, Karim.
All right.
You
You just
as
relax.
ever,
You
you're
take it. You just take it easy. You take a deep breath. You're probably full of adrenaline. You take a deep breath.
it is surging. It is surging.
Mm.
As ever, you are a stalwart and solid defender of the house, Garimond, and I value you very greatly.
Right. Okay. And he'll turn to the guard, and you make sure he's fine. You guard the door, let no one in apart from anyone you know.
Yes, sir.
And he'll head back down to the courtyard, and he's gonna have a look around and at the other guards. He goes, "So, did you find anything of interest?" So I assume they've searched and had a look around. Did they find the bird, the first bird that got?
They look around the sort of area, right? See if she had a purse or anything that went flying. And they pull up like this raven, which is very dead. It has a snapped neck. And they go, we found this, sir.
Oh, I think we found the Maester's raven. And he'll take it. And then, is the message still attached?
Mm-hmm.
And he'll take off the message and just like get rid of this. Just get rid
Throw
of
that
this.
in bin.
Yeah, I'll unroll it and have a read.
Okay, you see laid out in very plain and simple terms. Princess Mariah is at Ghost Hill. She is being entertained by House Carvos. There is unrest at Ghost Hill. The Dornish do not want them here, is written. There is a quick note about the upcoming marriage. Santagar is to wed the eldest daughter. And there's another small note that says the lady is not to be trusted.
No further than what lady? Just the lady.
The lady.
Okay. I'll kind of roll it back up. I'll have a look at the woman on the ground. Is she recognizable? I mean, I don't know how badly damaged the fall did.
So
how...
her bones are broken. Her neck and spine is just all out of whack. Her body is laying in a position that no human being should ever be in. But you can see that she fell, like the port wine stain was on her left cheek, and she fell with her right face,
Okay.
Conveniently for the camera, with her right face is the right cheek is the one squished, so you can see the birthmark on her cheek.
Okay, so being at the party, would I have recognized her?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's Barry, the
musician.
Okay. In that case, I'll search her myself as well, just to make sure the guards haven't missed anything on her, any personal effects or any additional information or anything like that. He'll get up and he'll go, right, move this body and put it in storage, and get ready to get a few men to do a burial. Least we can do is bury her. After the ladies has given the order, of course. Get someone to clear this up and ensure that everyone stays in their quarters for tonight at least.
The guards nod and they lift the body, sort of like, take it by the arms and the legs.
Yeah.
And her shirt had been opened so you could search, for any sort of hidden pockets or anything she was wearing underneath her clothes. And as they pick her up, her shirt falls to the side and you can see tattooed along her rib is a snake. It's sort of wrapped around her back.
Okay. Interesting. Would that give any indication to myself? Or is that
Tell
more
you what,
underground?
Tom. Tell you what. Roll me a status. Wait, hang on. There is a roll to do to check houses, and I can't remember what it is.
Isn't it like?
Is it knowledge?
So there's knowledge, education, research, and streetwise, and then there's status, breeding, reputation, stewardship, and tournaments.
Probably knowledge, education. Roll me that one.
Knowledge, education. Okay, no problem.
It's gonna be difficulty 9.
Ooh, 11. Holy crap! I've only got it 2.
All right. So
I've read a few books.
Through your travels and being well aware of the war currently brewing in Dorne, you would know that the sigil of House Will features very prominently a snake, and they style themselves a lot with snakes.
And House Will is an enemy house, yes?
Yes, they are known to be allies of King Yorick Ironwood. Basically, all the houses of Northern Dorne have banded together to, try and push Nymeria out of their territory.
So he'll kind of he'll make sure that the thing's covered. I'll remind them to make sure that the tattoo remains covered. And he'll turn and he'll start heading toward Lady Soraya's chambers.
Yeah, and I imagine a guard has roused her because a death has just happened in her house.
Yeah. So he'll
and
head
she
to the door.
is she's
Mhm.
half asleep still. Her hair is braided back, pulled back, and she's got like a big like nightgown on, and she's sort of like squinting at you as you come up at the door. Garamond, what happened?
There has been an incident, my lady. I think it might be better to talk about it in private.
And she looks out past you over your shoulder to the courtyard. Come in.
And he'll enter. I'm terribly sorry to disturb you at this hour, my lady, but there has been an incident. The musician Berry that came with the princess's retinue has been killed. She fell from a great height onto the courtyard below. I've spoken to Mir. It was from his room that she fell. From what his words, she entered his room in the dead of night. Um, there was a scuffle. He was protecting himself, and she ended up heading out of the window to the ground. Apparently, she was using one of the ravens to send this message, and he hands over the scroll to her.
And she takes it. She opens it. She reads it. She doesn't seem shocked by what she's reading.
That's not all, milady. I had I searched the girl, and she had an unusual tattoo upon her person. A snake tattoo.
I know.
I am worried, my lady, there might be more. I can trust our own house, but the princess's retinue we know nothing about.
And she's dead.
She is dead. Aye.
Fuck.
I told Mia that I would tell him the update and show him that parchment. I think he might be one of the best people to understand the situation.
I know the
I could
situation.
call.
Garamond,
Oh, would you like me to call for Mia to
call for
join
Mia.
us? And he'll head to a guard and whisper him to get Mia.
And while you're waiting, she's just sort of pacing and she's quietly muttering like Roynish swear words to herself.
Yeah. Forgive me, my lady. Something like this should not have happened. I should have. I don't know. I should have done better.
Garamond, I don't want to hear your self-flagellation right now. Don't put this on your shoulders. In the game I play, this is commonplace.
I do forget that you play that game sometimes.
Sometimes. It's all I do these days.
I know, my lady, and it hurts me to see it.
Why?
Because you're a good person, lady, and you have to sometimes do distasteful things.
Good people so often have to do distasteful things, says Mir as he walks in.
Good evening, Mir.
Good evening, my lady, he says, bowing.
I am so
An
sorry that your
unfortunate
sleep
event.
was interrupted.
It was most shocking indeed, and I was not utterly prepared for it, which I perhaps could have been. But these things happen.
Mm-hmm.
I
If you
trust
like,
that.
Mia, we could have a guard posted at your door every night from now on.
Oh, I would not subject them to the sounds of ravens and the sounds of myself. But perhaps a closer guard on the hallways around? I cast no aspersions on you, good solid Sir Garamond. I know you're...
No offense taken. They're good suggestions.
No,
I will ensure that the halls
indeed.
have extra guards.
I trust, my lady, the stalwart sir here has informed you of the situation.
Mm-hmm. I've been told. A
Of
shame. Of the
a
letter?
shame, my lady.
And she holds the letter up in her fingers.
this was something you would have preferred to be delivered, my lady.
No, don't mistake this for chastisement. I had hoped that this would end differently. She was new to the game. I'd hoped to
We certainly. I apologize, my lady. You had hoped.
She certainly seemed it. Is that what you're going to say?
She seemed so very young to be used in such a way, my lady, and not versed in the rules of the game.
No. But she was doing as I had ordered her to. I didn't expect her to be reckless.
Oh, my lady, I had no idea that she was under your auspices in any way. Such a shame. And indeed, it would be a continued shame were she unable to continue. But I feel we have the means for her to continue beyond her unfortunate fall.
She
Should
looks
you
at
so
you, and
desire.
there's like a sort of like dark smirk that comes across Soraya's face.
I find the dead are usually very, very silent unless the living give them a reason to continue with their speech, which can always be arranged for you, my lady.
Now, the only problem is heart function can be restored, but I cannot glean from her that what I wanted to anymore. Are you familiar with a creature known as a hydra?
I understand they are most adaptable, my lady, and very hard to kill.
A many-headed beast.
Indeed.
I have just lost one of my heads. But no doubt, through this. And she looks at you, Mir, and it has like this, just like this really dark little smile. Perhaps we can gain more.
This is always an option and has always been an option to you, my lady. Two heads are better than one, after all.
She nods. And she looks at you, Garmin, and she can see that sort of like that very unhappy face that you have going on right now. I'm sorry, Garmin, that you have to be party to this talk.
We had this
Lady.
talk before, and Sir Garamond is most stalwartly pledged to the house and to the innocent, which, as discussed, my lady, you are both the house and fully innocent. Is that not so, Sir Garamond?
I am loyal to the house, Mia. You know that. It's just
Indeed.
word spreads fast, and although we work quick, the musician Barry's absence will be noticed. People will talk very, very quickly.
That is why you will leave my chambers with a sack of my jewelry, and it will be found on her corpse. She was a well-known gambler with well-known debts.
Don't feel right about this, my lady.
Sometimes
She was not innocent, Sir Garamond.
Maybe, but
And this is for the house. For the house and protecting the innocent. This is all of your duty in one, is it not?
don't see the point of trying to label her a thief. It was she broke into your room and you defended yourself. Is that not enough?
I did.
Garament, we cannot let it be known that she was a spy. Because if people know she was a spy, they will also know that she was spying for me in return. This is an unfortunate reality of the work that I do, Garamond. This is the shadow that looms over me, but this is what I must do to protect this house, to protect our princess, to protect our home.
And to protect the innocent.
As you command, my lady. Would you like the jewels on the person or in her, wherever she slept? Because we did search her as she fell, and many guards saw us search.
Have them found in her chamber.
As you command. And he'll extend his hand. to take
And
the
she hands him over some of the really nice jewelry that
Mm.
she has. She has a couple of rings that have like emeralds in them and sapphires. She places those in your palm. And she doesn't take too much, she doesn't take one of the big beaded collars or anything like that. It's the small things. And she closes your fingers around it, holds your hand, and she squeezes it a little bit tightly and looks up into your eyes. I am sorry to ask this of you, Fred.
It's nice to know that you feel that way. And he'll kind of nod his head and then turn around and then walk out.
Before you go, Sir Garamond, if I may, my lady. And he will look through her chambers very briefly. Probably knows, given chambers and everything else, where there might be some. If there's some thin white thread
Mm-hmm.
anywhere,
Yeah, you
so
probably
he'll
find that easy.
take a piece of thin white thread and hand it to Garamond and say, "For the protection of the innocent, my friend, if you could tie this around a finger or a toe of hers, or embroid in her hair. I know it is more than perhaps you are comfortable with, but trust me, this will make things easier in the long run."
What purpose does this serve?
Well, in shadowy situations, I have heard and I have found that to implicate more than one is usually for the best, and with some string and a signifier to certain puppeteers, some other aspersions can be cast. I do not expect you to fully appreciate this, my friend, but let me, as one who is more fluid, present something to you as one who is more stalwart. Do this for me.
He'll look at me and then look at Lady Soraya for confirmation.
And she just gives
If
him
she
a
nod,
nod.
He'll turn and go, aye, as you wish, me.
Thank you,
I'll
my
do
friend.
it. And then he'll walk out the door.
My
And
lady
then
will...
go to town and have a party with the jewels.
Yeah, because you've got a shitload of money now.
Fucking loaded, mate. Let's go.
Yeah. The kid's got to have all the fun. This is Mayor's turn. His time to shine. It's like Garamond's time to shine. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
So Mayor's
And
is gonna
he will do as he is commanded. He will put the jewels in. Just him. He won't tell a guard to do it or anything like that. He will do it himself. He will put the jewels into the bedroom or the chambers or cot or wherever the hell she was sleeping, and he will tie the string to a toe because I'm not sure what's left of the
She's not
I
in
haven't got a finger
pieces.
to tie it to.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So as Garamond leaves, Soraya, she sits on one of those like Roman chairs, like the good little U-shaped ones. And she's got this note in her lap. What'd I miss?
Well, I do not, of course, suggest that equal frankness be had between us, my lady. You are my lady, and I serve you in all things. But had I known that this was of your design, it She might have taken a longer route down to the courtyard.
No. Don't mistake this for a lack of confidence in you, Mir, or your work. This was something that I had been working on for long before you joined the house.
I take it as no slight, my lady. I simply do what I can to be of service when I can. In continuing this for you, there is an option, in as much as we may have had more discussion than perhaps Sir Garamond was known to have. As the firm backbone of the house, I felt it not necessary to burden him with further details of our discussion. I have all the information needed if you would like me to continue her correspondence with Lord Ironwood, as you like.
I'm very curious what she meant by the lady can't be trusted. That bit was not instructed by me.
I feel perhaps for so slight a thing she had many options weighing on her mind, especially the possible threat to her family, which she took very seriously, it must be said. To the death, indeed. So while she may have been your creature, she was perhaps not wholly your creature, my lady.
No. Oh, I think I'm getting old, Mir. Younger me would never have used such a weak...
Younger you would not have looked this... Younger you would not have looked quite so elegant in this candlelight, my lady.
Mir, you're ever the charmer. And were I a younger woman, that might have worked.
Were I a younger man, perhaps, my lady.
Gods. So, you would continue to write letters for me, for her.
At your behest, if that was what you prefer.
Keep up the pretense that you are merely reporting on the princess's location.
Indeed. Would there be anything else you would like to add? Including the lady not being trusted? Perhaps the lady could be trusted, depending on what you would like to put forward. Although I do not know the lady, if you do.
Leave it for a little while before you revisit. But perhaps we can find something in alluding that the lady has come around. The lady is now sympathetic to the cause.
The lady can be molded, as you say.
Of course.
As you will. Was there anything more I could do to service you this evening, my lady?
That was... wow. Okay.
I'm right here, Susie. Please don't make me throw up over there. Come on. Come on. Kick on
She
there.
throws off her nightgown. No, she does not.
Do not.
She does
because
not.
I will go there with you. I will not lose this game of chicken with you, friendo. Don't even start.
But she sort of like...
Tom's got to watch the whole thing. That's all I'm saying.
Tom and chat have to... No. Yeah. But no, she sort of waves you off and says, no, that's all.
Well then,
she didn't make a mess of your chambers, did she?
I think she made more of a mess of Garamond's courtyard, my lady, but no.
Very well, then I shall return to sleep and you should do the same.
Indeed. Sleep well as ever, my lady. And he just bows very low and leaves.
And she returns to bed, sleeps like a goddamn baby because she doesn't have a conscience. Right, so you return to your chambers. Garamond. So the final scenes, right? If this was an episode, Soraya tucks herself into bed. sleeps safe and sound. She's unperturbed by this. Mia, what is the last scene as we hold on Mia for the episode?
As we hold on Mia, he enters the room very slowly, takes off his clothes, more out of like just tiredness than anything else. He just takes off his clothes as if he's taking off, almost like taking off a mask or taking off his skin. He's just like, right, finally, thank God. Still got his chain on, which he touches a specific link of and just holds for a second and goes back to briefly looks over his desk and goes, that will be the morning, as will be finding my knife. Goes to another part of the desk, takes what is it's a very sharp scalpel. Like, it's not a knife, it's just one of the things he uses to chop things up. Takes that, holds it in his hand, almost like a talisman, goes back into his bed, pulls it up, hand on his chain, and then behind his head rolls over and goes back to sleep.
Can I add just one little thing?
Yeah, I was going to go to Garmund.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
So Garamond will do what he has been told. He goes to the he puts the gems. His hand hovers over the place to put them. Like, I think he probably, like, I don't know, under a pillow or something silly that you would think, and then he just puts them under there, and then leaves the room. And then he goes to the girl, and kind of just stares at her for a little bit, and then takes the little thing and ties it to a toe, and he closes his eyes and says a prayer to the seven, just a usual kind of whatever, thingy prayer that they would do. And he leaves and he closes the door where they have her stored, and locks it and nods to a guard there. And he heads his way back to his chambers, and as he goes to the he enters and he puts his sword away and he puts the shield away, and he sits on his desk for a bit and kind of just sits there until he becomes a bit restless, so he gets up and heads back out. And for the rest of the night, the only thing that the keep can hear is the gentle tap, tap, tapping of Garamond with a wooden sword, just practicing on one of those wooden training things throughout the night.
All right. And that is where we'll end episode 4 of Blood and Sand Whispers.
Good short episode, Susie. Good short
episode.
A short episode, yeah.
With a nice interlude of tech issues there.
Yeah.
Sorry about that again. I
Not
apologize.
your fault. Don't worry about it.
It happens.
Tom, you fuck. Going for the emotions right at the end there.
Yeah. Gotta get the dagger in there somewhere and start twisting.
Right into my heart.
Yeah. I now know you actually have a heart, so it's time to like get a dagger in there.
Have I not suffered enough?
No.
3 years of ATF and I've not suffered enough.
As the flutter of vulture wings fly over Susie's head.
Why stop a good thing? I mean, it's regular. Keep it going.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Ooh, that was a good juicy episode. That didn't quite go in a way I was expecting, but that was good. I like that a lot. That was good. That's very good. So James, hello.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, things happened. That was cool.
Stuff did happen.
Stuff do be happening. Yeah. That was interesting. That was interesting. Yeah. It wasn't necessarily, I don't think, the plan to kill anybody. But she was right there, and what use is she's just a loose thread with the information, and she's more use dead than alive at this point, I think. So let's just have fun with it. Let's roll with it.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be Westeros without a good window push,
Right. The things we do for love.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is going to be, I can see this is going to be a problem because my character, I'm not ashamed to say, is slightly seduced-stated, which is clearly going to be an issue because you and I are going to have to do this a lot.
Good question, right? Did you take the mechanically attractive trait? I forgot if you did or not.
No, I took I took something else which I do need to remember, but actually it didn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't inflect this. Like it's something else. I did it at one point because we were going to talk about the banquet and everything else, and then various things going on. I was going to have him have two different traits. One of them was when he was wearing a mask, and the other one was he's actually cut. Like he's got because I don't know whether we've actually talked about it. I've yet to talk about how he looks.
Yeah.
Which is probably good.
We just got straight into like the juicy role play that we were like, oh yeah, fuck.
All them juicy role plays. But he does have a thing, you're right, Tom, which I need to remember. So when he does one of his tests, let me have a check here.
Is it a deception test or something?
No, I think it's persuasion. So maybe I should have re-rolled one of those.
Oh.
It's whenever he does a persuasion. Yeah, whenever he does a persuasion test. Because this is it. Because I created a persuasion character who then I've just hobbled. Because I and Tom were like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Whenever he does a persuasion test, he's actually got to re-roll sixes. And I think I rolled like 1 6
that
there.
was it.
Oh,
I rolled a 6 in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Like calm her down. Yeah, so that's apologies. That's my bad. I cheated.
Yeah, no worries. But then again,
But,
I think you also have
yeah.
another trait which might have counteracted that.
Yes, I do. Actually, have I should have got extra bonus dice on a thing.
Yes, you should have.
Yes, I
But
do.
that's fine.
And
You know, that was our first ever intrigue.
And also +2 to seduce as well. So he should have actually been, if that 6 had been average, it would have been a 4. +2 to seduce, it's a 6. So, it's not too bad.
We worked it
But
out.
yeah, I've got it. We worked it out. I will, yeah. Life finds a way. I will
We're not gold
do the
blooming.
laugh.
We're not doing
We're
it.
not gold blooming. We're not doing it. Anyway, that was great fun. I fucking loved it, despite the fact that you and I were both like through that whole thing.
Just I dread the day that the continued attempts at seduction work on Soraya, and then
it's gonna happen.
And then
it's fine. This is fine. This is why I am gonna be in episodes with other people more often, because anybody else in there, even Tom, like I will happily seduce like there's no tomorrow. Like
I mean, that's just what it's like being in a voice call with you two. Honestly, sometimes I'm like, right? I'll just leave.
Yeah, if you could. I mean, we've got a room, so if you could, it's a voice chat. But anyway, so that was great fun. Really enjoyed it. I've been missing it for ages. I can't wait to see what happens next. Very much.
Hell yeah. Oh, quick question here from Jess. Did we get a window push in ATF? Yes, we did, kind of. From a ruined window at Vulture's Roost. Uncle Blackbird got pushed out.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah. By fucking Gormy, who was like, it was the first time Sam ever dropped the C word in ATF, and everyone was like,
yeah.
Didn't somebody get halberded in the face and then sort of pushed out of something as well?
That was also Gormy. So these two events happened very quickly, because he went, you want this cunt, go get him, then pushed him, and then Oliver went, ah! And then fucking slammed Peak, and then pushed him off too, and then that was game over for Nymeria at that point. And what the fuck was she gonna do? Get engaged to Peak's son, I guess. Anyway, James, is there anything you want to plug right at the end?
We're doing Curse Captains of Cthulhu. I'm currently in the process of writing it right now. What would be really great, if everybody is up for it or not, given what I'm doing at the moment, which is a lot of random stuff, is following me. I was going to say following me on Twitter, but who knows how long Twitter is going to be a thing. So follow me on Twitter for the moment. It's @Gillenstern. That would be great. But yeah, until we work out what the hell we're doing with not Twitter. And whatever that becomes in the very near future. But yeah, Curse Captains of Cthulhu, it's going really well. Load of time writing on it at the moment. Follow me on Twitter. Watch next week and the rest of the weeks of this, because I am absolutely loving this, and it's really nice to be part of the cast. Somebody was saying earlier I was doing well. I'm just trying to up the game to these two and everyone else in the cast, because it's brilliant. Like, it's fucking brilliant. Like, being part of this is absolutely joyous. I'm fed up of lobbing mortars. I'm quite happy to have mortar shells land on me instead. So yeah.
And they will.
Oh, I know you. It's cool.
I'll get you. Speaking of someone who I will also get one way or another, Tom. Hi, friend.
Hi.
How was this episode?
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. When I made Garamond, I had a general idea what everyone else was kind of gonna make, or the general feel.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea of playing someone a knight who's supposed to be good and truthful, and everyone else is just a conniving, deceptive piece of human refuge. I was really excited to kind of see his journey through that, to see if he can keep hold
Mm-hmm.
of his honorable traits and vows, or maybe he gets corrupted and changes or something. So the first kind of like hint of that, it's his first challenge, I suppose, of his morals that we've seen tonight, which was a lot of fun. It's just that little chip in that armor.
Implicating you in it. Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't even clock that. He had no idea. He was just doing his duty.
Mm-hmm.
He was just doing that.
Now you're a part of the conspiracy.
Yeah. It's a shame that he can't lie. I mean, he can, but just not very well. Let me just tell you, deception was a dump stat.
Oh
Let me
yeah,
just give
but
you
I
that.
mean that's not what Garamond's here for.
He's not. But it was fun. I really, really enjoyed it. It was really good. A lot of things happened over a very short period of time in game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to be honest, this campaign has only been like going for about a day and a
It's a
bit.
couple
I
of
think.
days, yeah.
Yeah. So it was just great. I just really enjoyed it. It was fantastic, and I'm very excited to see the next morning, because he's going to be bright and he's already at the training ground at like 1 a.m. or something. So he's going to be there bright and
Sweet
early.
Banu's gonna be there, looking forward to like doing his best to do his duty for his mum, who he loves and has no idea that she's a shitbag, and he's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, look at me, Garamond! Yeah, I'm doing it." And Garamond's gonna be like, "Oh."
He hasn't got a chance.
No, but I
Come with
loved
me,
it because
be my squire. I've got jewels. Let's go.
the adventures of Banu and Garamond, it's like dunk and egg, but
Yeah.
fuck off back to the Vale. Look, like these
Yeah.
fuck these Dawns. Like you don't need them.
Terrible. Bloody
They're
awful.
awful.
Yeah.
But no, I really like that because as we expanded upon when we were making Garamond, the Garamond has known Soraya for a long, long time, and he's always kind of known what she did, but never really been in it.
That's it. Yeah, he's always been kept on the outside, and I feel like she purposefully did that because she knows how he feels. So this is possible. This might be the first time ever she's had to bring him in to, which realistically she didn't really need to do. She could have just gone to Mia and said, "Here you go, you do it." But no, you had to drag the poor bastard into your schemes and everything.
It's a test of loyalty.
Low blow. Yeah, well.
And trust. Listen, that's how you know she really trusts you. She wouldn't have given that job to anyone. She really trusts Garamond. She really cares for Garamond.
Yeah, does she?
She does.
I believe you when you say that.
He is like, so here's like a little bit of like blood on the sand, because I think that's what we called out after the fire version of this.
Oh my god, that's such a good name.
Blood on the sand.
That's really good.
Fucking hell, yeah.
He is like the one stalwart that she really has left, because her husband was her confidant and now he's fucking dead. And Garamond's her longest friend.
Been about 8-9 years, I think. We said something like that.
9, yeah, nearly 10 years.
Something like that. So yeah, which is fun because anyone else did that to Garamond, he would have went,
fuck off.
Fuck off. Right? Yeah.
How about no?
How about no?
I think not. My good bitch.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm genuinely excited to see how far she could maybe kind of push that with Garamond.
I want to see if Garamond can try to pull her out of it.
Well,
if he
I
can see
mean,
her
I
going down a
kind-
dangerous path, will he try and save her?
Maybe. That's the great thing about it, because it can go whichever way. It could be that he gets corrupted, or he tries to twist her around to be more truthful. I
Yeah.
mean, at the end, we all know what happens to truthful characters and good characters in Game of Thrones, so it probably is a bad
Yeah.
idea. But I don't know that.
No.
I would like
So,
to. The
Yeah.
truthful characters and good characters don't have to be the same thing, right?
No, you're
'Cause
very
my-
true. You're very true.
Because my character's really truthful. I'm just wanting
Yeah.
to.
But if you're
Right, okay,
truthful
cool.
and good, from personal experience, you get boiled alive inside your own skin. So,
You do, 100%. Yep.
because
Yep.
Mary never lied,
True say.
except for all the time she did.
She lied so
But
many
She
times.
didn't lie about the
You're
big
as bad as
thing.
V. You're as bad as V, who was like, I never lied, and then lied like 20 times.
Yeah,
like-
it's so much lying. I remember how good a deception Nymeria was.
Nymeria could get
beast.
away with her lies through craft.
Yeah.
Mara got through her lies with, "I'm pretty though."
Yeah, literally looks.
Honestly, it is. This is one of the things. Fair play. It's really fucking hard to always make sure you're telling the truth
Oh,
while
yeah.
making sure that you don't tell
Yep.
people exactly what you want to
Yep.
say. Like
Yeah.
2 episodes of this already, and I'm like,
I mean, it's a
can
good
say
job
that.
that
can't
Samantha
say
isn't
that.
DMing, because you know how strict she is. Like the slight,
Oh, no,
even
she
if you
wouldn't.
say you're telling the truth, even the slightest bit, you're holding something back.
I could convince
She'll have
anything
ya.
like that because there's a difference between holding something back and lying. There's like I'd
It's
convince
a
her.
line.
Oh,
It's a line.
I know her of old. I'd be able to
I'm being
twist her
called
around.
out
It'd
in
be
chat.
fine.
What the fuck, Jess? I thought you were on my side. Hello? What? Anyway, we should end this stream rather than sit here for another 3 hours just talking
Doing after the
shit.
fire.
Yeah.
After the fire. After the
Yeah.
sand.
But at some point we should do like a little blood on the sand just to talk
That's
about
such a good name.
because the name is too good to not
The
do
name-
one
yeah.
about, right?
It's like Spartacus though, right? Blood on the sand.
Yeah.
Yes, Spartacus was
Yeah.
blood on the
Well,
sand. but,
listen,
you know,
we
yeah.
have about the
It's good,
same
though, it
dong
works.
ratio
Yes,
as that does to Spartacus right now,
True.
apparently. Thanks,
True.
James.
I gave you the tools and then you decided to run with it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Can't use those words when we're talking about what we're talking about. Anyway, we're going to end the stream before TOS and we get the whole channel deleted. But thank you, friends, so much for tuning in and joining us today. It was a wonderful game. I can't wait to be back here next week for more Blood and Sand, where we will be catching up with Alada, Nyla, Tibalto, maybe even see an assassination from when. I don't know. We're gonna have to see if we'll get available. But thank you so much, chums. See you next week. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye. Keep waving goodbye. I haven't done the screen yet. Keep waving goodbye. Keep waving goodbye. Keep doing it. Keep going. We're going.